All right, ready? Here we go. So, if you are in game, we're at Pogu's Pastries. And for everyone here who's in our Discord stage channel, welcome to Heather Just Play, the HJP Town Hall Part 5. I can't believe it. We are at the end of Operation Rising Tide. I can't believe it's been 6 weeks just because time is weird. But also it felt like a very long 6 weeks. It didn't feel like it flew by, but it also felt very long. And that's going to be the focus of today's town hall. I want to talk about the results of ORT. I had a vision in mind when we created the initiative. I want to talk about how it all went, get your feedback, and then talk about the future of Heather Just Play now that Operation Rising Tide is over. I do want to start off by saying just a big thank you to all of you, to everyone in the Heather Just Play community for participating in Operation Rising Tide, to really bringing it to life. There were so many events. I mean, I would say most of the events I would not have come up with by myself, and that took leadership, that took creativity, that took courage for all of you to come up with these ideas, to show up, to participate, and to bring it all to life. So huge thank you to everyone in the Heather Just Play community. Clearly, Operation Rising Tide resonated with people. There were people watching the town halls. I got all kinds of messages of people noticing that we were doing something different here. So I'm really, really happy about it. And that's what we want to talk about today. So that being said, here we go. First, I would like to shout out the officers. Let me just move me. I can't move me. Oh, I'm covering Bond and Zero's name. But I do want to give a special shout out to the officers. Not only are they some of our most active members, but let me tell you about going above and beyond. I think anyone here can see how vibrant and engaging and interactive our community is. We have events multiple times a week. There's always someone on whenever you log in. People are always down to help if you go into the looking for group channel. I mean, it's a really vibrant community, and these officers go above that, right? They coordinate, they make decisions, they're connecting dots, they're doing work, they're looking at Google Sheets, and it really is a collaborative effort. There's no way I could have done this by myself. So I really want to just give a special shout out to Nail, Betty, Jiro, Brutality, Mordak, Arcana, Kayan, Mosey, Cirilla, Ishtar, Bond, Zero, and 8-Bit. Thanks, guys. Round of applause. Yay to our awesome officers. Woo. So it's been just an absolute honor to be able to work with you guys closely on this project. I couldn't have asked for just the most awesome, passionate group of people to do something like this with. If you told me, yeah, you're gonna start a community around video games and people are gonna help you out. It's been really cool. It's been really fun. So thank you so much. All right, so let's rewind a little bit to early February. So again, it's only last month, but it felt like forever ago. This screenshot right here is from the very first Heather Just Play Town Hall. We didn't even do town halls yet, right? And actually, this was like such an impulsive. Like, I came up with the idea of the town hall a few hours before doing the town hall. But I had been noticing from October, which is when our Discord server was created, all the way to February, just the responses I was getting, the messages I was getting on YouTube. I was noticing that Heather Just Play was just doing something different. And I really tried to identify what, right? We have players who have been playing Final Fantasy XIV since 1.0, 2.0. Many of them have said we are providing a fresh take on the game here, and I consider that significant. I think that's a big deal because you've done everything. You've played this game for years, and those are the veterans, right? Of course, there's lots of people who have been playing solo, and this community has opened up an entirely different experience to Final Fantasy XIV. trying raids for the first time, doing multiplayer content for the first time, all those things. So I tried to put together a list of things that made this community different, which is all that, right? And that's like shared goals, camaraderie. Yes, that's, you know, what we have here, but the empowerment, the giving yourself the chance to try something new or different, the sense of adventure, the, you know, I felt like a lot of the impact that I was seeing was translatable to real life, right? I think it's special when you step up to lead a thing, even if it's just a treasure map event. But if you've never been in the capacity to lead, to organize, to coordinate, to give direction, and then we give you the chance to do that here, that is impactful, right? Like that can increase your self-confidence, that can help you it really does translate into real life, right? And that's the thing that took it from this is just fun and games to lasting impact, significant impact that I felt like went beyond this thing that people kind of just like shrug and it's like, oh, it's just video games, right? So that's what gave me the idea to come up with Operation Rising Tide, because I wanted to create more opportunities for more magic for more people. I wanted to organize this community to be able to provide more of these opportunities for these meaningful connections, for these leadership opportunities, for, you know, giving yourself to try something new, all of that. So this was our mission. All of you guys were on board, and it was crazy because like as soon as that town hall ended, boom, all of a sudden we like the events just started popping up into the calendar. We didn't have a workflow. There was no Google Calendar. There was no website, nothing. And it was like the officers immediately, all of us just had to get to work and put the structure in place to actually help kind of, you know, to make it as seamless as possible and create the pathway for all of you guys to be able to bring your ideas to life. So how'd we do? Here are the results. Total, we will have had created 30 events, and actually as of today 31 events, because Marky Mark just added another event to the calendar, which is tomorrow. But there will have been 31 events that we had in the last 6 months, which is insane. If you told me, hey, how successful do you think that this is going to be? I would have said like once a week, 6 events, right? 31. What the heck? That is insane. And just the variety, the, you know, the differences in events. It wasn't just like the same event repeating. And what's crazy is this does not include raid groups. All of our Sprout to Ultimate Legend groups are just casual hangouts, officer meetings, town halls, all the Heather Just Play live streams. That's like on top of, right? So we were busy, we did stuff, and it really just goes to show how connected everyone feels here. And we had people who joined us mid ORT, like had no idea what ORT was, thought that this is how Heather Just Play was the whole entire time. But yeah, no, it wasn't. But what an incredible way to kind of get introduced to the community. So all in all, there will have been 16 different people who led an event. Some of you guys have led multiple events. And by the end of Operation Rising Tide, we will have had over 300 people, 300 attendees who attended all these different events. And to me, that's just like, you know, 300 times that people made memories, got to have meaningful connections. Maybe you didn't have plans that day, and boom, here you are connecting with 6 other people, having the time of your life, laughing, making memories, connecting with each other, all of that. I mean, I told the officers this, it would have been so easy to snap your fingers and this table right here would just not exist. It would have been so much easier for that to happen. It takes effort. It took a lot of effort to bring all this to life. So that's shout out to you guys, right? Everyone in Heather Just Play community, thank you so much for just diving in and going, right? Like I didn't tell you guys what to do. I just said, hey, it would be cool, but there's no way I would have come up with some of these events. So again, thank you so much for everyone. I'm so glad that this resonated, and I couldn't be more excited with how it all turned out. It's been absolutely incredible. So we have countless photos from Operation Rising Tide and really just countless photos from the Heather Just Play community. There's so many memories, so many highlights. The one thing that really sticks out to me is that we are such a diverse community. We are so, so, so diverse. There's a lot of people here. I mean, we're like minded, right? Obviously, we're here. There's something that is bringing us all together. So obviously we have something in common. But I think that if you were to put all of us in a room, we would span the gamut in terms of life experience, stories, backgrounds, walks of life. Uh, I think we are just an incredibly diverse community. You guys know different states, different countries. That alone is incredible. Ages, generations, all of that. And I think that is a huge part of what makes this community special. I think that is reflected in the diversity of, or not the diversity, the variety of our events. Because even if it's the same event, there's a fresh take on it every single time, right? There's something that makes it special every single time, and I really think that goes back to the people, that goes back to the members, that goes back to all of you guys that are making this happen. So that being said, I want to highlight a few events that I thought really these events aren't necessarily like better or anything, but I just thought that they spoke to kind of what I was originally envisioning in terms of Operation Rising Tide. So one of our first events that we had was UINU put on by Jay, aka Destiny Rhodes. This was one of our first events, February 26th. And if you weren't there, this was a workshop about about your UI in Final Fantasy 14, so your HUD layout, settings, things like that, but then also how to use a controller, how to play Final Fantasy 14 using a PlayStation controller, Xbox controller, whatever. And here's Jay's reflection about it. I had a lot of nervousness prior to this event. What if I missed something? What if I stumbled? Historically, I had no problems public speaking in person, but public speaking online has always been more challenging for me for some unknown reason. But I felt great about this, though. Giving tips about something that I honestly felt passionate about felt great, and I'm so thankful for the opportunity to share my knowledge and helping others out. And Jiro here, this class helped me more than I expected. As a mainly melee player, I had those settings on that made me run semicircles and half circles around the boss. The bigger the boss, the more running I had to do to pull off positionals or get to safety. Also learned how to move the chat box. Moving that allowed me to put the party list where I wanted. Now everything I need is perfectly near my sightline. Great class. Thanks for doing this. So right here, you have two people. The person who put it on feeling some kind of growth of being nervous to do a presentation online and then feeling proud after. And then Jiro being able to, again, level up your Final Fantasy 14 experience. This is something you do every day, right? Like we play this game all the time, regularly. And to be able to level up that experience and make it more enjoyable is awesome. And also, going off of that, what's cool is that Heather Just Play is a place where every member can feel like their idea is worth pitching, right? And I think that really is special because people can say, "Hey, give me your ideas all day long," but there has to be a comfort level, right? There has to be a feeling of like, well, what if everyone thinks this is a dumb idea, right? But you guys put on UINU, and then we had sightseeing logs by Maple/Eddie. Sightseeing logs, as you guys know, is a feature that has been built into the game, but she put a completely different perspective on it by creating riddles for every single sightseeing bubble in Heavensward. I think you guys finished all of Heavensward, I believe. And so creating a game within a game, right? And again, this is something that's just like, this is something that she just creatively came up with, and everyone just took it and ran with it. Even the people who have done sightseeing logs, fresh perspective, something new. It felt like it was a scavenger hunt. It felt like a fun collaborative thing. I'm sure there was a competitive aspect to it. And here's what Maple had to say about it. I just want to say that I'm so thankful to everyone who attended. I was so nervous about the event, and it turned out better than I could have hoped. Everyone was incredible and supportive and enthusiastic, and the love for the silly riddles I added made the effort put into writing them worth it. I think the moment we decided to put away the timer and just take our time finding these spots was when I really started enjoying myself, since I no longer had to worry about the time management. Plus, just the idea that people love the riddle-based scavenger hunt so much that they were okay with just taking their time and not overly concerned with getting all the locations done in a single night was astounding to me. It was then I realized that truly everyone there wasn't just there to fill out a checklist, but they were there to have fun and work together. Rising Tide is about coming together as a community, and even though I'm super new to it, it really did feel like a community. I couldn't be happier. I mean, where do I start with that reflection, right? Like, I think all of us know when we are in charge of something or when you create something, you have this perfect vision in your head of like, here's the schedule, here's my agenda, here's how everything's going to go. But you kind of have to roll with it. And I think what's cool about this community is that we all roll with it. We're going to have fun no matter what, right? Like, there's just a spirit here that everyone is all here for fun. And if someone has an idea and maybe it doesn't go 100% right, we're all going to have fun anyway. And that's like really, really special. Vaughn said, I had a blast with my first time doing sightseeing logs. Thanks so much for an awesome event and experience. And by the way, I was blown away at your creativity with the riddles. It certainly enhanced the experience beyond anything I had imagined. 8-Bit said, seriously fun experience. Took a task that's normally boring and just a to-do list and turned it into a super fun scavenger hunt with some fantastic riddles to help us finding the spots. Can't wait for the next one. Fashion Fantasy. I want to shout out Atomic DX, aka Buck, for putting on this incredible series of events. This is again something I would not have come up with since I've never really thought about glams aside from glam plates. But even then, all my glams are just like sets of, everything like comes in a set. I can speak for myself that these classes completely opened up my mind to I can see how glam is an end game because there's so much the possibilities are endless, right? Like you can just sit there and be creative and express yourself. But really the thing that stood out to me was Atomic's passion, right? So if you don't know, if you weren't there, Atomic is involved in the fashion industry, has a passion for fashion, and was able to translate that into this game and create a shared experience for all of us to enjoy. And I think that's really cool. I think that when you are able to teach someone something, it really validates your knowledge, your voice, your individuality, your experience. And I think that's like, it's so cool that we're able to do that here, right? Same, Tom a few days ago held the 5 steps to starting a podcast, right? Like whatever your passion is, we're open to it. And I just think that's really cool that people are able to teach the thing that isn't necessary. Like there's a way to fold it into our community and into the game. Here's Buck's reflection. Did you try something new or step out of your comfort zone? How did it feel? Being my wheelhouse, I was extremely happy to share glam and competitions with the Kraken crew. I feel like a lot of people push themselves to express creatively and put it out there in a social environment. The effort and support were fantastic. It reminds me that Final Fantasy XIV is what you make of it. The game, the world, community that binds together people all across the world to share enthusiasm for Final Fantasy, gaming, and community. And then here's Ishtar said that this was one of the most fun experiences I've ever had in gaming. Thank you so much for the amazing planning and the wonderful puns. It was such an enjoyable series of events that culminated in a fashion contest that we also had a pirate theme to tie it in with Kraken's Call. I mean, talk about group collaboration and creativity. It was just really, really cool. Eureka, put on by Kayan. I wasn't there, but it seemed really, really fun. I'm sad I wasn't able to be there. But one of the things I talk a lot about when it comes to HeatherJustPlay is the lasting impact of this community, right? So you can log in and you can log off, right? But the lasting impact is when you wake up the next morning and you're thinking about the event that you went to, right? And I have confirmation that this happens by our beloved, lovely Jima, who sent me an email the next day after doing Eureka. She said, we had such a good time in Eureka last night. I didn't think I would do so well without my daughter by my side. She has me so spoiled, but I did not die, not once. And I can't believe it. I can't wait to continue. Maybe someone was replenishing my health. I didn't pay attention to that. It was so much fun. My daughter enjoyed it as well. She said she was impressed with the group she was in. They were higher level than us Eureka beginners. I think Marky Mark and I have something in common. We kill everything. Have a great evening, Gma. The fact that she sent me this email the next day, like, what? Obviously, it's a highlight. Obviously, it made such an impact that she's excited to share it, right? And I don't think that she's alone in that. But what's even more special is that Jima is a 73-year-old gamer, and I would be willing to bet that we have to be one of the few Final Fantasy XIV online gaming communities that fully integrated a 73-year-old, completely welcomed her with open arms. Here's what Bon had to say: the rallying around Jima's addition to the community, everyone in the community has made extra efforts to help her and her family feel welcome, as well as teaching her how to use many of the tools like Discord, in-game chat, DC traveling, all of that. Like many of us, her experience before HeatherJustPlay was mainly solo or with her family. She's now branching out and participating in events with the community. I think that's just like so special. So Gma, shout out to you. Thank you for being here. You've been such an awesome addition. But also shout out to the HeatherJustPlay community for being so welcoming. That's absolutely incredible. And then Roleplay, our awesome, super inspiring roleplay series. Shout out to Tin and Fevra for hosting all the sessions that we had. I definitely do think that roleplay and lore writing and all of this is going to be a huge part of the HeatherJustPlay community moving forward. One thing that, well, a lot of things that stood out to me about the roleplay is that I think I have never written fiction before. The whole time I've known Tom, he hasn't either. And I think that's really special to empower someone to do something that they haven't done since they were kids, which Tin will tell me is to play pretend, right? And to be able to give you the tools, the parameters, the guidance on here's this thing that here's this like thing that you will never have to do and you never have done in a really long time, probably. But here's how to make it enjoyable. Here's how you can do it successfully. Here's the inspiration and some ideas to kind of make you feel empowered that you can write something that you can share with everybody else, right? Because writing lore is unique in that you have to share what you write with everybody, right? It's not just like a journal that no one else is ever going to see. You're contributing to collective storytelling. So that means everyone here is going to read what you wrote. And writing, in my opinion, is very, very personal. I kind of equate it to making YouTube videos because I've helped a lot of people start YouTube channels. And every time someone starts, making their first few videos, everyone's always embarrassed about how they look, how they sound. They always say like, oh my gosh, I'm not, I'm camera shy, et cetera, et cetera. The same goes for writing. I think it's really hard to write something that's like not work related, right? To write something that's like for pleasure, right? Just for the fun of it. And to be able to share that with someone and have someone enjoy it, that is so special. So the fact that we can encourage this, not anyone feel embarrassed, stepping out of their comfort zone, helping you to write something that only you can is really, really special. So I think roleplay and lore is here to stay. I can really see this building out. We've already made modifications to our website to accommodate for this. I mean, some of the events that we're having are even like kind of built around our canon of Kraken's Call and the HeatherJustPlay community. So it's really, really exciting. And then just a few days ago,
she means the canon of the free company, not the canon that sits out in front of the house. By the way, yes. Just making sure, everybody. Okay.
Thank you for specifying that. Let me take a pause here and just invite our other officers to the stage. Okay, cool. So drawing together. This event was so much fun. This was a very unique event in that it's not, it's not Final Fantasy XIV. But it really, I feel like the timing of this was actually kind of perfect because it was towards the end of Operation Rising Tide. And so, we've built our friendships, we've built rapport. Everyone at least knows somebody, and so it really gave us the chance to see what people would draw when given certain prompts. So here's what Betty said. Thanks to everyone who joined this event. I had been super excited about it for weeks, and it was far more fun than I imagined. I laughed so hard, I cried and wheezed. Um, let's see, the event was the highlight of my entire month. She actually had moved, so things were chaotic. Definitely recommend this event as a fun activity for a birthday because it definitely was the most fun I've had for a birthday in a very long time. So thank you all again. That's just so cool. I mean, Tom also had a lot of fun, and he, I think that's a lot for him to say that it was fun because I wasn't there. Like at some point I had left, but he was still there. He was still like I heard him from the other side of the house just like laughing, right? And I was like, "This what is this? This is crazy that like we're all just like Vetti's in Japan, okay? And we're having fun. It's just so cool. It's such a special thing to be a part of. So I asked for other feedback earlier today. If you want to share more feedback, I'll give you time to do that and also direct you to places that we can ask for your feedback. But here's what Cirilla had to say going off of Vetti's event. Let's see. I thought it was a fantastic event. What really stood out to me during it was the comfortability and ease at which we felt playing the game with one another. Lots of laughs, silliness, some left field jokes, Tin and Marky. This is a testament to the community aspect HeatherJustPlay is trying to achieve. Had we not interacted with each other prior to this event, you can imagine how stiff and lukewarm the experience could have been. Think pizza party corporate events. Community members felt like they belonged, were able to express themselves, at least their humor and bad art skills. They connected with friends they've made through a shared interest, Final Fantasy XIV, but are now doing something entirely different with the same group, expanding their positive community experience beyond just gaming. And HeatherJustPlay created a welcoming space where positive online experiences like this are possible. Although we started with gaming, here we are celebrating Vetti's birthday, her event, and creating a fantastic birthday experience and memory for her. Yes. Exactly. And it's so, it's so affirming that multiple people in the HeatherJustPlay community feel that. I could say that all day. But it's one thing if I say it, right? But hearing what you guys have to say affirms it, right? And yeah, I think creating a space like this, especially an online one, we all know, I think all of us know how toxic online communities can be. It's just so cool. And that's not even just blind optimism or toxic positivity. It truly is a space where people can thrive, which is so cool. Marky has this to say: it was my first time RPing. It was first time role playing, first time doing glam and entering a glam contest, second time ocean fishing ever, fourth time doing that slice minigame, first time unlocking and doing lookout for sightseeing log, first time with Eureka with a group, first time considering to do a podcast. No, it's too much work. Changed my UI settings that I didn't know about that helps with raids. Arctic Phone was the hardest I've ever left in a very long time. These 5 to 6 weeks have been the most I've played Final Fantasy in a long time and the most fun. It's nice to press buttons with other people. Thank you, Marky, for sharing that with us. And then Atlas, Atlas sent me this, as you can see, on March 3rd. This is shortly after he joined the HeatherJustPlay community. I think he had seen, I don't know, the town halls or something. And so Atlas came in after Operation Rising Tide was already in full swing and then sent me this message. I'm Atlas from the Discord server. I didn't know where to say this, so I guess I'll say it to you directly. What you and this community are doing is amazing. Wrangling people is one of the hardest things to do, and I feel like you are doing a great job coordinating these events. The community you are building is a breath of fresh air and genuinely feels like a safe space. Thank you for taking the risk and building something awesome, and also for extending an invite to people like me who found you randomly on YouTube. So, yeah, that's awesome. I say this all the time, but even if you are not here in this Discord server, right? Like, there are people who are going to watch this town hall replay that are not in our Discord server, but they are sharing in the joy that we are having here, which is so cool. I hope one day that everyone takes that step to at least explore what we have to offer in our Discord server. But I have also started sharing our events as community posts on YouTube. So at least we also have a website, right? So there are places where people can go to to find out when our events are, and if they just meet us up in game, they can do that. But yeah, it's I was actually really surprised to see how many people resonated with the town hall videos. Those are not videos that are going to go viral on YouTube. But it's really, really special when it resonates with people. So I asked for feedback sometime in the middle of Operation Rising Tide about like same thing. What makes the Heather Just Play community special? Why do you keep coming back here? You know, like we could say on the front door like what Heather Just Play is all about, but the fact that you keep coming back, why? Right? You can go anywhere else. There are an infinite number of online communities and Final Fantasy 14 communities especially that you can join. You keep coming back here, right? So these are actually on our website. I can't remember if I talked about the website during a town hall. So if you don't know, we do have a new website at HeatherJustPlay.com. This is where you can see all of this. And I'll try to read these as fast as possible. This is from Bond/Deja. In the crazy world we live in, it's refreshing to mingle with good people. We so often can get jaded by our experiences, which shape our perceptions moving forward. Experiencing the wonders of this community has given me some more hope and a positive outlook for the future in game and in real life. Jiro says, this community is a good mix of guys and girls from different places around the world and different age groups that all enjoy gaming but don't enjoy the toxic environments that many other gaming communities seem to have. Games are fun. I don't know why so many gamers forget this. Fumi, aka Vetti, this community has made me feel heard, valued, acknowledged, encouraged, and supported. Everyone is always so helpful and has taught me so many things. I truly feel like I'm a better player than I was before. While I have been playing 14 since long ago, I've never been as obsessed with it like I am recently, specifically because this community helps to make it the most enjoyable it's ever been. I was usually warm and cold about playing because my past experiences with the game has involved a lot of unnecessary complications, but now I'm always excited to have fun and experience things with everyone. It's what I think about most during my daily life. Wow, that's cool. Adam 8-Bit, I've never played an online game or an MMO before, and this community has been super welcoming, sharing their love for the 14 story and characters while also making it fun to play with new people, even as a Sprout who sometimes needs a lot of support. This community also has helped me feel more confident and capable in life outside of 14. Chandril, aka 8-Bit, I've joined several Discord servers, most not even related to 14, and I follow several creatives on YouTube and Twitch, but none of them are more than entertaining to watch or some information sources. I almost never interact with any of them, but beyond a like or occasional question, hoping someone has an answer for a problem. I don't really know how or why, but something about this community clicked with me, and it genuinely feels like a group of friends hanging out. Heather, I think, might call it magic, and I'm inclined to believe that. Airwell, aka Mordak, HJP is a community of people, by the people, and for the people. We all came together from many corners of Eorzea and YouTube, all because one person was discouraged from a raid he went on. So many people responded to that to let him know that 14 community on a whole is not like other games where toxic behavior is just a part of the game. From that, we all realized we had met some really good people and it just stuck. Thus, Kraken's Call was born. Fevra, incredibly proud of the town hall about magic and caring. I care a lot, and it made me realize I do not care too much since it's clear you and others do too. I've often felt things matter too much to me compared to others, and it made me okay to care like that. You being open to everyone as well, you feeling proud and comfortable, only makes it more comfortable for other like-minded folks. Thanks. Cirilla, the HJP community has been very special because it's the first time I've ever participated with an online gaming community. I've followed many content creators over the years with such large followings. I felt like I'd just be another number in the community. I like that the Heather Just Play channel and community are in the early stages. It already has a cool, chill, and friendly members who are brought together for a love of gaming 14 and Heather's content. Mark, last couple of years felt like had nothing to play in 14. I really feel like I joined an awesome community and the community has embraced me as part of the family. Last couple months has reminded me why I love online games, to hang out and have online adventures, to laugh together, to cry together, to get excited together. Sitting down at the campfire with other people, listening to the crackling of the fire and just chilling helped ignite my passion for 14. Feels like I have found a 14 home. And then Kayan, it helped me a lot. I'm not the type of person who wants to have all the spotlights on my head to lead anything, but you gave me the courage and challenge for me to tackle every time, and it gives me more motivation to challenge myself even more. So I know that was a lot, but I just want to emphasize that there are several voices in this community that feel the impact, right? That feel empowered, inspired, supported, those like things like this matter, right? It really, really matters, because what's the alternative? Nothing, right? Like, I think it's just so special. And I go back to that first Heather Just Play Town Hall when I said it is hard to find this kind of community as an adult. You can go to college and the whole thing is set up for exactly this, right? You can go to schools, whole thing is set up for that. But I think like as an adult, these things are really, really hard to find when it's aligned with not only your hobby, your passion, your interest, a creative aspect to it as well, friendships, recreation, all of that. To find the thing where all the stars align, I see why. I know why I come here every day. I see why you guys do too, and it just makes me really happy that we're all in alignment, right? So I was thinking, what's the impact, right? Back to day one, what is the impact? Where do we go from here? Here's how I would word it. I'm taking in all the feedback. I'm taking in the entirety of the Discord server, all of the YouTube comments, all of the messages I get, and I've boiled it down to these main things. Wait, where am I? My thing. Here we go. Hold on. Okay, actually, before I do this, I just want to check in with the comments to see if I didn't, like, my audio's still on, right? Like, we're still good. I just want to check in. Let me just jump. I made my character jump to make sure that I'm still logged in. Okay, I think we're good. Cool. 0 is short. All right. So, impact. Let's talk about that impact. Been doing reflection. Where do we go from here? I feel like I'm kind of at the same turning point of when I came up with Operation Rising Tide in the first place. It was another turning point, right? To me, Heather Just Plays more than just a gaming community. I know at the end of the day, if you look at that ORT chart, it is a lot of 14 events. It does look like a lot of video games on paper, but here are the things that I feel like matter, have a lasting impact on people's lives, right? People feel confidence and a sense of self-worth, trying something new, leading events, stepping out of your comfort zone, feeling seen, valued, and capable, leadership development, hosting, planning, supporting others, building real life skills in a low pressure and supportive space. I think that's kind of the magic of Final Fantasy XIV, because at the end of the day, there are very, very low consequences in being able to level up in real life, but in a game, right? Like nothing, you can't, like there's no consequence really aside from your subscription. But the fact that we can actually develop leadership skills through this game is pretty cool. Creativity and self-expression, roleplay, lore, storytelling, art, events, finding new ways to share passions. Members took the lead to create events around what they love, turning ideas into shared experiences. Diversity, inclusivity, a global, multi-generational community, people from all walks of life, backgrounds, and experiences, a space that celebrates differences and creates a shared sense of belonging. I think that since Final Fantasy XIV brought us together, which has a lot of themes around diversity, I think there's something about the story of Final Fantasy XIV that brings us together, and it's reflected in our community. Mental health and connection, a safe space to unwind, de-stress, and just be yourself, combating loneliness, creating meaningful friendships, and then purpose and belonging. So feeling part of something bigger with shared values and a mission, creating a supportive, welcoming environment where everyone matters, everyone feels valued, everyone here should feel like if they had an idea, you can take it and run with it. You don't have to do it alone. We'll support you. We'll show you exactly, point you in the right direction. We'll show you how to do it. I hope that everyone in this community can echo that. I'm pretty sure I can say that with confidence, that everyone would feel that. I think especially after this town hall, seeing the result, you don't have to be the first one to go. We've got the system, right? There are things that we could definitely, and I'll ask you for your feedback on how we can improve our event creation and all of that. The operational things, we there's obviously room for improvement, but I think just the overall sentiment is like all of this. Look at this, right? It's pretty incredible. And this happens every day. All of these things happen every single day, every single event, every single time. It's so cool. And all of this is hard to quantify. It's not like you just have no idea how one event might change someone's life. That is so cool. Yeah, so it's the impact that we have been thinking about when it comes to the future of HeatherJustPlay. So the impact here is undeniable. If you ask me what I want to do, I just want to do more of this. I believe in it so much. I think it matters so much. I see how much I see how special it is, how meaningful it is. I just want to do more of this. But the reality is that it is just not sustainable. It's not sustainable the way that it is. Growing and managing a YouTube channel is a full-time job in itself. YouTube will take as much time as you're willing to give it. Right? It's just a very big thing to do on top of managing this community. You guys know how active, how engaged our community is, and I take pride in that. I love it. It's why I come up with these ideas, because I want nothing more than to cultivate this impact and this magic. But again, this is just not sustainable. It's not sustainable for me as just a normal human being. And so that turning point, right? Thinking about what do I want to do? How can we fix this? How do we make it more sustainable? How do we adjust so that I could do all the things I want to do, right? When it comes to this. So Tom and I have been thinking a lot. Now that ORT is over, what's next for HeatherJustPlay? So if you do not know,
we deform everybody. Everybody's fired. We're disbanding. The whole freak happening. Discord's going away.
Yeah, it's all
Sorry,
gone.
guys, it's over. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Sign the yearbook. Closing time. So if you don't know, I'm going to give you a little backstory. Some of you guys know this. Some of you don't. Tom and I have been doing YouTube for a combined of 16 years. This is my 9th year as a solopreneur. I quit my job in 2016 to start my own business, and I started documenting my entire journey on starting a business on YouTube at HeatherJustCreate. Tom made the switch from a full-time high school digital media teacher to full-time YouTuber in 2021, was it? So YouTube is something that we have been doing for a very, very long time. We are prolific full-time content creators. These are the YouTube channels that we have. We've also helped people build YouTube channels. These are our podcasts that we've done, and it's all under our business called ShareSpark Media LLC. ShareSpark Media is the movement to educate and empower people to utilize digital media to achieve meaningful goals. And that ShareSpark is from the tagline, share your story, spark your potential. Because I felt back in 2016, I was like so all about YouTube. And I felt like everyone has a story worth sharing. And so I set off on a mission to help people share their stories on YouTube. This sounds obvious now in 2025, but in 2016, it was walking around with a camera was very strange. So share your story, spark your potential. That's how we came up with the name. And this is the purpose of our business. So as you can see, we have a lot going on. This is, for Tom and I, it's tricky because we're business partners and we're married. So, and we are in a special privileged position in that we did manage to kind of make a business out of our passions, right? Out of our hobbies. So like when I talk about HeatherJustPlay, it's work and play. Like I love talking about it. I would talk about it whether it was part of our business or not, but it also is part of our business, right? Tom loves cameras. He can go on and on all day, but it's also like our business. So all that to say, we can't stop talking about this stuff. But again, HeatherJustPlay right now, if you look at this, just not sustainable. So to that end, what we have decided to do is actually pull out HeatherJustPlay from our LLC and give it its own life as a 501c3 nonprofit organization, which we're so excited to announce. We're so excited to share this. I can't wait to tell you more about it. We've thought a lot about it. We've talked to a lot of people about it. It's something that has been kind of, I don't want to say looming, but as ORT has been coming to a close, I just kept thinking, like, how do we keep this impact going, right? And in terms of the LLC, the way that you gauge your metrics for success, you ask yourself things like, how much money is this thing making? How many views did you get? How many subscribers did you get? What is your retention rate? What's your watch time? How many people are in your YouTube memberships? How many members do you have in your Patreon? Stuff like that. As a nonprofit organization, all of that goes away. None of that matters. Our metrics for success would now become, what is the impact? What is the magic? How are people being transformed from this community? What are they learning? How are they growing? How are they being inspired? Are they trying something new? How are they being creative? All of that becomes the focus, which is why we decided to go nonprofit organization. So that might be very out of left field for you. So that's what I'm going to spend the rest of this talking about. But we're really, really excited about it. I just so believe that this whole thing is something that should exist in the world. I think it makes the world a better place. I think it should have a life of its own. And this would allow it to sustain for as long as possible in a way that I just can't, like we just can't right now. This gives it the sustainability and the accessibility for more people to come here and participate, to be a part of it, to have this make an impact on as many people as possible. So yeah, let's get into it. Why nonprofit? First, we would go from creator-driven to mission-driven, right? So instead of HeatherJustPlay being all about me and you guys, supporting a streamer and helping out a YouTube content creator and et cetera, like now it's all about the mission, right? It goes back to the impact, the meaningful connections that you guys are having here. Everything that you do when you participate, when you go to events, it's all about the mission, not necessarily like because Heather's there, although I will be there, but you know what I mean. So members leading events, trying new things, building confidence. We'd be able to focus on real impact, not views or growth, which I kind of already talked about. And the thing that's really important to me is if you go back to the typical ways that content creators monetize, I never want to monetize this community. Never. It does not feel right to me. That feels absolutely icky. I never want money to be a gatekeep or a reason for access. Like it just doesn't feel right to me. I told the officers this. I feel like every business mentor and coach I've ever had is telling me that like you should know your value and blah blah. No, I don't want to think about how many members do I have to get, how much do I have to charge them in order to make this profitable. Blah. Go away, right? Because you can have an impact even if there's only 3 people, even if there's only 6 people, you can still have life-changing experiences from a single event. And that's what I would rather focus on. I never want to have to think about Patreon tiers or Squarespace and NordVPN sponsorships or G Fuel or, mobile games, energy drinks. Like, no, I'm no diss, right? Like, content creators got to do what they got to do. We do that on our other channels. But it just doesn't feel aligned here. And I think it's just because the impact is so obvious to me that anything else that distracts from that is just like, it just doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit to me. Recognizing our efforts in a meaningful way, I think it's like so special that when you log in, when you participate in the Discord server, you are volunteering. You will be volunteering for a nationally recognized 501c3 nonprofit organization, because we shift the focus, right? You logging in is friendship, is meaningful connection. We are highlighting that. Yes, this happens in any other 14 community, any other online gaming community space, blah, blah, blah. But That's what we are focusing on. That's what we're amplifying. That's what we are highlighting and bringing to the surface and showcasing. Also, advocating for video games and online communities. I think I mentioned this before. There's a lot of negative perception around video games and online communities. As a lifelong gamer, that bothers me. Online communities, I can understand, especially right now. It's very toxic. I think I even mentioned this in the original Town Hall. But the fact that there is some organization out there that highlights the positive impact that video games can have, right? The truly life-changing connection that people can have from online communities. I think I've told you this many times, but in case you're new here, Tom is my husband, we actually met on YouTube. So I 1000% believe in being able to have like legitimate relationships, friendships, connections with people that you would never cross paths with. And the fact that we can highlight that, the fact that we can advocate for video games, not just that they, make people violent or whatever it is, right? It's a sense of adventure, a sense of exploration. It's teamwork, it's collaboration, it's cooperation, it's problem solving. It's like, overcoming challenges. There's so many things that like, if you think about what students get in school, we are able to continue that enriching, like life enriching experiences here in Heather Just Play. And then sharing our story with the world. To be able to have the resources to share our story is so awesome. Even just with me doing what I'm doing, it's obviously resonating. People are connecting, like I said, with the town halls, but the historians have plans. I have plans. We just had our podcast workshop with Tom. We have a new website now. We have blogs. We have an Instagram. Where do we start? Possibilities are endless. And I think it's just such an exciting thing to be a part of. I also think it would open the door to partnerships and opportunities. There's a lot. So I think being a nonprofit honors and crystallizes the experiences that you guys are having here, right? Elevating it from something that's just like, oh, that was cool, to like something that matters, right? Something that has a very lasting impact on all of you. And the fact that we'd be able to sustain this and provide that opportunity to other people, we are carrying on the mission. More opportunities for more magic for more people. That is awesome. So we have begun the process of the 501c nonprofit thing. And I would like to get this off the ground as soon as possible. It is, I think, at the quickest gonna take 6 weeks. At the absolute miraculous quickness, 6 weeks, right? I think realistically it's gonna be a 2-month situation. It is a lot of waiting, right? The application sits on someone's desk until they're ready to read it. So here is step 1 of the process, is our mission statement, right? I keep saying mission driven instead of creator driven. It's all about the mission. It's all about the impact. It's all about the magic. Well, what does that mean in terms of the IRS, right? How would I describe that? Instead of looking at things and evaluating things from an ROI perspective, what are we checking everything against? It's the mission. So here's what I have, not set in stone. I've massaged this many, many times, but I think I like where it's at right now. Heather Just Play is a nonprofit organization dedicated to fostering personal growth, meaningful connection, and a sense of belonging through video games, collaborative play, and digital creativity. For the people who join, HJP is more than just an online gaming space. It is a community where people from all walks of life come together to feel empowered, supported, and inspired. Through member-driven events and immersive experiences, they discover their potential and level up both in-game and in real life. We play using magic in video games, and the impact that our members experience often feels just as magical. Our mission is to create more opportunities for more magic for more people. Woo! That was good. I'm proud of that one. Member-driven events are here to stay, if I haven't made that clear. I definitely think that we can, nonprofit aside, I think we can evaluate how we can improve the workflow. We can talk about the frequency of events, the types of events, all of that nuts and bolts stuff. But member-driven events are here to stay, and immersive experiences, right? I think back to, I think it was Arcana and Brutality. You guys put on our first Fishing Fridays event, which didn't have a voice chat component, but oh my gosh, that really introduced me. It really solidified the immersive experience. I know for some of you that's like really obvious, but I've never had that before. I've done Zoom meetings, I've done all different kinds of like interacting online, but like moving your character into the Kraken's Call mess hall, having a podium, having someone stand there, like you're reading the chat as if someone's speaking to you. It's totally different than just like reading a website, right? It's immersive. It is an experience. It is memorable. And it just, it makes it fun. And fun is at the core of everything that we do. Every single thing that we do. That's like the spark that fuels the magic. Okay. I will get to a pausing point. I'm almost there. Let me just finish this part. So what would change? This is really important. I want to go over this and specify this because I definitely don't want anyone here to think like, oh, this is not going to be fun anymore, or this, Heather Just Plays going to fundamentally change. So let's talk about that. What would change? For me, everything. Right now I'm juggling all these hats of like how to grow a YouTube channel, how to focus on growing numbers, how to like put together a town hall presentation, how to, cultivate the community here. And just, I feel like this would take away all the unfart. I said unfart. Could you believe that? All the unfun parts of what I do. Like now I could just focus on the thing that lights me up, the thing that made me come up with Operation Rising Tide in the first place, the thing that made me think about doing a nonprofit, right? And if you don't know, I have been involved with nonprofits since I was in college. So for more than half my life, I have started a 501c3 before. My entire working career before I quit my job was all in nonprofit organizations. As a YouTube coach, I've helped several nonprofit organizations start their YouTube channels, create their content, share their mission, share their stories, blah, 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 blah. I've always I've always been drawn to the impact. And I think that's why I see this, right? I think it is kind of unique and strange that you would look at a Final Fantasy 14 Discord server and be like, nonprofit. But I can't help but see that because that's me, right? So to be able to just put all that, like the whole YouTube game over there, I just literally do not have to care at how successful videos perform. I cannot tell you how liberating of a feeling that is as someone who has been playing this YouTube game for 8 years, because you only need one person, the right person, to watch the video. That's it. It's just the right partner, the right donor, the right potential member. It's just one person, right? And if you look at, some of the not viral, my most successful videos on my YouTube channel compared to the town hall replays, right? The town hall replays where I'm doing a keynote presentation for 2.5 hours, like 200 views. But the people who have come here because of those town halls are some of our most active members, right? So the fact that I can focus on that, I don't have to think about like, how do I get the most views? How do I make this as crazy and engaging and like retention, editing and all that? I just don't have to think about that. I could just share it exactly how it is. And that's very, very, very exciting for me because it's the thing that I want to focus on. For officers and event leaders and people who want to be involved a step up from just being a member, context is a big thing. I think that's the biggest thing that changes, right? Is that you're not just helping out a streamer, not just helping out a YouTube creator. Now you're helping out a mission-driven nonprofit organization. And I think it would be a really cool thing to be a part of this bigger thing, right? Let's see, for members, nothing should change, right? So if you have any concern of like, whoa, Heather Just Play is fun the way it is. Why are we shaking the boat? Why are we changing things? Nothing should change. At the very least, all this allows us to do is to sustain. Just to keep doing exactly what we're doing, keep our doors open, keep doing this. Because again, just going back to like me and Tom's ability to manage this, it's like we're just at that crossroads. And this is the path, right, to sustainability. So at the very least, as a member, you shouldn't even notice, right? I think that the main differences that you'll see are a shift in my content because I'm 1000% going to be talking a lot about all of this stuff. I also plan to document the entire journey of becoming a 501c3 nonprofit. So you're going to see more vlogs and stuff. But yes, Tom and I are still going to do the Sorrows of Warlit or whatever it is in April sometime. We're still going to do our MSQ discussions, like all of that. Final Fantasy XIV is not going anywhere. It is a huge part of what makes this community successful. And obviously, we're still obsessed with the game. So at the very least, this allows us to maintain exactly what we have right now. And then for Heather Just Play, right? The future of Heather Just Play is that it's mission driven. It's here to stay. It's going to be a thing. It's going to have its own identity. And it does open doors. So at the very least, right? It's more of the same. So it's just more of this, which is awesome. Like I have a whole keynote presentation on what this is, right? I'm definitely not dismissing it, but at the very least, it's just more of this. We just keep going exactly the way that we're going. But based on officers' feedback, I did want to just plant some seeds, right? I'm not saying that any of this has to happen, but I just kind of want to show you how adding this nonprofit organization aspect changes the ideas that I have, right? So instead of thinking like, what is the next viral video for YouTube or whatever, now here's where we can all think, right? Again, these are just what ifs. We don't have to do any of them. But just what if, right? Events. So we can have an online mini convention with panels, glam parades, in-game activities, lore showcases, member-led sessions. That would come with, we would have the funding to be able to put that on. What does that mean? We can pay for speakers, we can pay for prizes, we can do, it was suggested to do like game time cards, stuff like that. We can, send you a Moogle plushie, whatever, right? Like, you see where things are shifting now. My original post ORT event or post RT initiative, before I came up with a nonprofit idea, was actually going to be the Kraken's Call Sprout initiative. So we can still do this. We have to take care of this first. But what I wanted to do was put out a bunch of YouTube videos for anyone who's ever thought about playing Final Fantasy XIV, but just never did for some reason, and get everybody to start at the exact same time. So we would have a cohort of brand new sprouts, right? Say we had like 20 people who were just like, okay, we all want to start. And some of us have never played an MMO. Some of us have never played video games, whatever. We will help you every step of the way, from character creation to your first, hour in Gridania or Limsa or whatever, to doing your first quest, to being there throughout the whole thing until, we can cut off the training wheels and then you can just go. Join the next wave of adventurers. That was actually going to be like the Q2 initiative. I still really like that idea. I wanted to build out a whole entire Sprout resource area in the Discord server. We have a lot of people who've already shared some amazing resources, but I really wanted to build that out. We could still do this. Sponsors. So traditionally on YouTube, when you think of sponsors, it's you guys watch YouTube, you guys watch Twitch. You know what a sponsor is, right? But sponsors in the context of nonprofit. So here's the difference, right? If a company or business wanted to sponsor a video, they would be paying for exposure, essentially, right? So, for example, Tom has been sponsored a couple of times, and what they pay him, they sponsor one of his videos because basically he showcases their product, right? Tom has a whole, both of us have a whole ethics page on how we handle sponsorships and how we do our business, and we're all about integrity and ethics. We have been told many times that we are weird because we are super brand unfriendly, but that is intentional. We don't want to, it's not about the money for us. It has to be in alignment. We have to be able to do things that feel good to us, like in terms of can we sleep at night and all those things. No diss to anyone else, how well they want to do their business, but this is how we want to do our business, right? So for Tom, like, he always aligns with companies that he uses. So like, a lot of we've seen his channel, it's a lot of audio and video podcast stuff that the sponsors pay for exposure. For us, obviously that doesn't matter because I don't have the reach, right? But companies definitely want to partner with nonprofit organizations that are in alignment with their mission, right? So I can't tell you how many companies that focus on creating products for content creators, for example, microphones, this Rodecaster, camera companies, all of that want to sponsor and be a part of organizations that create content that promotes positivity, community building, positive impact, all of that. I can see people wanting to be a part of this. That includes Square Enix, just saying. I 1000% think that they would be all about what is happening here. So, for example, if we started a podcast, when we start that Heather Just Play podcast, there's lots of ideas there. That's a leadership opportunity for anyone who wants to get involved. That's sharing the magic, sharing the stories of all the incredible things that happen here. But we can reach out to a company that wants to align themselves with the impact that happens here and say, hey, pay us, fund this, and we will, read your little sponsorship thing at the beginning for 10 episodes, right? So that's essentially how the monetization would work in the context of a nonprofit. One of the things I think that would be really cool is, I don't know if it's actually called a zine, right? But I'm going to call it a magazine. Imagine if, like, we had a yearly publication, a physical publication, right? A magazine of all of our lore, of all of our, some big, our screenshots, even fan fiction, art, character spotlights, all the amazing, incredible stories that you guys have to share in terms of how HJP has made an impact on you. Imagine being able to get that in the mail, right? This physical thing that represents all the creativity, all the friendships here. That would have to be funded, right? But are you kidding me? Like, I can think of a lot of companies that would want to put their icon on there, right? Like their logo. They would want to say that they funded this initiative, which is really, really cool. Partnerships, possibilities are endless here. Gaming, mental health and wellness, arts and storytelling, education, personal growth, organizations, brands, companies, businesses, other communities, other creators. It's a lot easier to partner. Like, being a 501c3 nonprofit organization obviously means that any monetary contributions are tax deductible. So there's a huge incentive for people to partner with nonprofits. It's a huge reason why when you go to Petco and Walmart and Panda Express, they say, hey, would you like to round up and donate $1? Because they take all those donations and they write it as a tax write-off, right? So yes, at the end of the day, a lot of this is a huge reason why people go 501c3 is because of the tax deductible thing. But that's why there's that incentive. That's why, right? Companies, they literally have departments that focus on community initiatives because they have to get the tax write-off. Like, it's someone's job to figure out who to partner with, right? And heck yes, I want to get in front of those people and I want to present this entire keynote. Maybe I'll make it a little better, but I'll make the YouTube videos. I'll do the social media. I'll create all the content. Like, yo, I have been training for this my whole life. I can't wait to like share the magic here. I'm almost done. Sorry, this is taking forever and a day. So what's next? Member-driven events are here to stay. I already said that. Officer positions, we have some changes, and I will actually be talking about that after I take a break and ask you for your feedback. So we do have some open positions if you want to get involved. And we are going to make some significant changes to our Discord server. I have heard you. Okay, I know there are so many of you that are like, I can't find anything. Where do I put this? Multiple channels. I see you guys posting the same message in multiple channels. It's going to be a pardon our dust situation, because I definitely want to. The Discord server is the equivalent of our brick and mortar business, right? If we had a physical space where it was like a place to have open mic nights, right? Our Discord server is that. And so I do want to dedicate the resources to making it a thriving space for what we're trying to achieve. I want to put in the work to make it as good as possible. And that includes getting your feedback, because, I only see what I see. I need to know from the member experience how you think that we can improve things. So, my gosh, here we go. There it is. Woo! Share your feedback. So, like I said, we're not done. I do want to talk about some of the open positions and the upcoming events that we have for the rest of ORT, but I'm going to take a break here and ask you for your feedback. So feedback on what you think of everything I just said, what you think about Operation Rising Tide, any feedback on what you would like to see. We also have opportunities for you to share your feedback in the Discord server, and then also 8-Bit created a Google form. So if you'd like to submit your feedback anonymously, you could do that as well. There's the link. But we do also have, actually, 8-Bit, can you do me a favor and grab the link for the, I think I did one on Operation Rising Tide and the Discord server. So there's 2 posts in the general forum where you can add your feedback on how we can improve. And especially knowing that we're going, plan for a 501c3 nonprofit, I take it very, very seriously. So, I need to take a break. I'm going to invite you guys up to the stage. If you want to come up to the stage, all you have to do is hit that invite or raise your hand. But I will open it up to the officers first. Do you guys have anything to add, say? Oh, man.
Try to quit.
I didn't read any of the chat. So if you want me to see something, you can either repost it. I'll go through the entire chat after the town hall is over. But okay, I see one raised hand here. Show requests.
I do have one thing.
Yeah, what's up?
For those that are newer in the game or looking for ways that they can participate in ORT while still being a sprout, please feel free to dive into the events. Not every event requires you to be at max level. And in game, feel free to give me a shout out. I'm more than happy to help with any questions you have or get you ready for any event that I can help with.
Yes, and that was Arcana, Celestina in game. All of our officers are this is their whole thing, is to help you guys. And then if you are a sprout, you're probably in our free company, because I'm guessing that you know that's why you're here, because you joined our free company. So Celestina is part of our free company. So are Keepers of the Forge. Drew, what did I say? Drew. I combined Brew and Jiro and got Drew. Brutality and Jiro are also here to help you. But yes, definitely, like, if you're just like, what? I just walked in the door. Start by going to an event. Okay, let me there we go. All right, Tom, do you have anything to add?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yay. I just wanted to say, wanted to offer a huge thank you to everybody, like officers, non-officers, anyone on YouTube listening to this that joins the community. But really, especially everyone who's helped not just make the community awesome, but the past 6 weeks too, especially because I feel like I'm in this sort of unique position where obviously well, not obviously, but it seemed to be a surprise in the chat there. Being married to Heather, I talk about
I
this
still
and hear
don't
about
believe it.
it's
Wait, did
it's
people not know that?
uh, I hear about this all the time. We talk about this all the time. And then she goes in and does like so much work on it. And I kind of then have the member experience where like I get to just sort of be a member and like I get, like everyone has helped me have the best experience with Final Fantasy, but also just with the community in general. And so I felt that firsthand. I've felt those benefits firsthand and the way that people reach out, the way that people guide, the way that people are understanding and patient. And, like Heather talked about playing the drawing game the other day. Like I really was kind of, oh my God, I can't believe I'm in this situation. I'm doing this and I'm not even the least bit nervous or anxious or anything. Like it's just fun. And I was sad when it was over. Like those kind of experiences are amazing. And it's sort of the thing of like, I think Heather is capable of, moving mountains and, lassoing the moon if she wants to. But something like this, it doesn't matter how great, the foundation is, the building is, if no one comes. You could make the most beautiful thing in the world, and if no one does anything with it, it doesn't really matter. And so I just want everybody to know how much I and we appreciate every single person who has just, whether you just come in and play or you take a real active part and, really create some cool stuff or come up with ideas for potentially future cool things. It really does make a world of difference. And both of us really appreciate it. And that's why we're able to kind of want to take this even further and make it something even better than it's already been. So that's all I want to share. And I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Tom. Does anyone else?
150% not biased whatsoever. I don't know what you're talking about.
Very objective.
I see Prasant's comment here. Hear me out. My company has a quarterly newsletter that we send out to our donors. We could totally do a quarterly magazine. We have enough content already. I'll call dibs on running it, not designing it. I don't mind designing it. But, honestly, I feel like there's got to be a graphic designer in here in the HJP community that would maybe want to step up. But yeah, that's exciting. Does anyone else have any feedback? You could also just, if you don't want to step on stage, you can just share it in the chat. Questions, comments, concerns, feedback, anything. Oh, here we go. Maker and Geek. Maker and Geek is one of our new sprouts who I believe did you finish ARR? You almost there?
I'm level 50 Bard, so I finished that. Got to the credits. I
Nice.
started Arcanist level 15 and Rogue level 15 to just get a flavor of other things. And I'm really happy to hear about a lot of the new Sprout focused talk, because I look at some of the descriptions and it says you must have finished X and you must have finished Y, you must be level 60, and so I'm a little, it's on me because I'm, I hold myself back from like jumping in those things because I'm like, oh, I don't know anything. I got to level 50, but it just, got there on my own, and at the point now where a couple of the things I have to do, you need a panel of people, a bunch of folks to come in and fight something. And so they're really nice to have people helping out there. But I also would love to join any of these other things. Like, I'm not sure what fishing is, but, I would love to do that.
Oh, I can't tell you how excited we will be to help you
I
with all
see.
those things.
Fishing is this thing where you get this pole with a string on it and you throw the string in the water. and you leave it there for about 2.5 hours and you don't say anything. It's super boring and nobody likes doing it, but some people claim they do. They're lying, by the way. And then eventually a fish bites onto a hook for some reason that jabs through the side of its face like it's gonna die. And then it realizes it is stuck, so it shakes really bad back and forth. And then you start freaking out. And then you gotta touch this really slimy thing after you bring it to shore, and then...
Okay, maybe not the
Oh,
fishing thing, so
Tinny.
maybe something else.
Um,
Yeah, go ahead.
Maker and Geek, you rolled credits. I'm looking it up. You might be in the right spot to do the Realm Reborn Zodiac weapons this weekend if you wanted to.
Okay.
If you're
Sounds
interested,
yeah.
hit me up in game.
Okay.
This is Celestina, and I'll be more than happy to get you up to where everybody's at.
Okay.
Yeah, and we will do more Sprout inclusive stuff for sure. Like, it's actually going to be someone's job on the officer's position, which I'll talk about in a second. So thanks for your feedback.
As long as it's not Kayan who's in that position, then I'm totally fine with it.
Oh, shoot, brutality. I'm just reading your... I had this thought of creating a secretary position, and then I forgot until you reminded me. So, I'll write that down right now. Okay, does anyone else want to chime in with feedback? Oh, actually, I saw Atlas. Is there plans to reduce the number of events going forward? Any plans on how we will do that? This is actually, I would love to have this discussion on what you guys think of the frequency of events. I will say that I understand that when we kicked off ORT, boom, like I felt like there was like 2 events sometimes on the same day, which was, and I didn't want to kill enthusiasm before we even got started, so I didn't say anything. But I'm curious now, how do we feel about limiting the number of events that we have to a certain number, or is it fine the way it is? Anyone want to chime in there?
And also keep note, serious moment here. If we do limit it down to say like 3 events a week or whatever, if we have more coming in, it's gonna end up being us coming to you saying, hey, we're already full up that week. Can you reschedule for another time? Or us just having to pick and choose. Like, which events are gonna be more likely to draw more people, which is not fun for anybody. So
maybe we should make a
that job we can give to Kay so everybody can be mad at him.
What did you say, Mordak?
Make a giant vote, like a poll. Say, which were your favorite events? What would you like to see continue? What would you like to see as permanents? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
I could get behind that if we're saying we'll have like a set number of, one-off events.
Oh yeah,
And then a set number of reoccurring events.
I'm not saying
that I could get
that
behind.
we X any of them. I'm just saying, like, we want some reoccurring ones. We want some one-offs. We want some these.
Yeah.
Like the best, and then we can just keep voting on that every month or so.
That I could get behind, because if we had like Mount Mondays in contention with Eureka, and the third spot was already a given, using Tinny's example of 3, then it might be really difficult for people to decide which one they wanted to do. But if we had Mount Mondays just as they are now, where they happen on the weeks that they can happen, and other stuff just slots in elsewhere, I think that would be just fine.
We could also like put some in the closet for a little while.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
if we don't have
that's
enough
also
people
not
for
to
Mount
say
Mondays,
that.
then we could just put it away on the back burner for a while. Do something else on that Monday.
And that's not to say that we have to like hard cap it at whatever number we would to choose on or whatever. Like, if any of you want to get together and run Baja together, and there's too many events that week, for instance, don't do it. It doesn't need to be on the calendar for you guys to be like, hey, let's get together every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central and run Baja, run whatever. Like,
specifically for 2 hours.
You don't need the timekeeper's permission to do it, is what we're trying to say.
What'd you say,
Penny, are
Mordak?
you suggesting people form statics?
No.
No, not at all.
The only
Statics are
statics
terrible, and
currently
I will kill
formed is
everybody
the
in a
Scrub
static.
Ultimate Legend, but that's not a static group in the sense that it's only going to be the ones that are in it. We want more people to join us over time.
So
Oh, I know. I was giving Tinny grief.
Oh, my bad. But I do
Yeah.
want to make that clear to, the sprouts out there that say, "Oh, look, there's a raid group, but I won't be able to join them for a while." We want you to join.
Yep.
And we'll help you get there to where you can join, and then we'll
Yes.
sub people out for you. It's not.
Yep.
We're not a static in that regard.
So Atlas says, my feelings towards the number of events was that it was exciting to have so much, but it also felt like a lot to maintain. Here's food for thought, right? Imagine if we had 50 more members. Okay. By the very nature of our events, it would be, I think, what a bizarre thought to think about limiting attendance, right? I don't want to think about that. But I feel like we may get to the point where it might be okay to even have 2 events because like there's 8 people for this thing and there's 8 people for this thing, or, like we might just have that many people. Obviously that's not how we are now, but just something to think about. And then the other thing is, with the voting thing, I think maybe what we could do is like every Thursday we vote for the Thursday event or something like that. The cool thing about our events is that some of them are super unique, and I think that there are a lot of events that people would not go to or think about or like may not vote for because they don't know what it is, right? But because it's the only thing going on, like all of us give it a chance. And then boom, it's like, whoa, this is totally not what I was expecting. I'm glad I gave it a try, et cetera, right? So I think event frequency and events just like is just something, it's the core of what we would be doing here, what we would be maintaining. So I definitely want to think about it more. But I'm not really sure. I can't say for sure how I think the announcement of a 501c3 is going to impact the what is it called? The number of new members that we get in, say, the next 3 months. I do think it's special. I think it's remarkable. I think it would resonate with a lot of people. Just based on the town hall, we had more people join after the town hall than we did in like months. Like more people joined in 2 weeks than in 2 months, right? So I kind of anticipate a similar thing. I can't say if that's going to be, 10 or 50 or 100, but just something to consider. So yeah, I don't even know what I'm saying, but let's see. Cirilla says we might get to a point or we just have multiple events running with many groups like Sprouts to Ultimate. What if many people want to do 14 tabletop? We only have the one test group now, but many others would be interested in trying it out. I worry about stressing the event leader with trying to handle demand for potentially multiple groups. So here's another thing that I want to address. I don't want to stress anybody out, myself included, right? Like I definitely want this to, I'm excited for growth. I'm excited for potential. I'm excited for the opportunities, but this is fun first and foremost. This is not work. And I want to make sure that like it's exciting that there are so many things, but I never want it to feel like, oh my God, I have raid, then I have this event, then I have an officers meeting, and then I have this and I have this. And it's like just your whole life has become HeatherJustPlay. If you choose that, that's different. But if you feel, there's a difference between I have to and I want to. And I always want it to be I want to, not a have to, because that's burnout, right? So if we can get to the point where people look at a calendar and it's like, wow, look at all these events happening. I don't feel overwhelmed because I just have to choose one. Right now, we look at the calendar and we feel like we have to go to all of them. So I'm not really sure how to shift that. I think that's just a slow growth thing. But I feel like we could get to the point where it's like a buffet versus I have to go to everything, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I just realized I've been on mute. I was answering earlier, but I kind of think what you're saying now, we do feel like we want to do everything. I think that's more of the, because it's all new, so it's exciting. So we want to try out all this stuff. But I think as as time goes on, as we get more like repeat events and things going on, some people are going to kind of gravitate towards that, what they want to do, versus thinking, oh, I need to do this too because this is brand new. I haven't done this before.
I think another thing to think about is like when we do the next ORT, right? Like, we can, as a community, dictate an initiative, just like ORT. Like if we did the sprout to, the sprout thing, like I feel like our focus would be on the sprouts, and the events, like a majority of the events would be around that. Or it could be, I don't know, like everyone, let's try raiding, and then we make like 7 raid groups or something. So that's another thing to think about is
I
like,
don't know if that pot sprout thing is a great idea. We do have a Jiro. And as soon as they turn into plants, he's just gonna go on a murderous rampage, and that would not look good on our tax forms, is all I'm trying to say.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, another thing to consider is like in the background, what is the pace of our events? But then like there's the background events happening, but then there's like for the initiative, right? Does that make sense? So I see hands coming up for people who want to jump on stage. So I'm going to invite Buck to talk since you're already on here. Do you have anything to add or chime in?
Hello. Yeah, actually, I just wanted to say thank you also for hosting this and for everything for the past 6 weeks. I wanted to actually just bring some things to our attention as a group because on the slide previously you talked about potential for our own like in-house event, like a little mini con. There just in case if anyone doesn't know, Final Fantasy 14 has an annual in Final Fantasy 14 con. It used to be called Lunar Con, now it's called Aether Con. So there's so many. There could be something that if any of the officers or community members don't know about that yet, take a look at AetherCon and maybe we could do some. I think we should be doing something for AetherCon. It's in September, so we don't have to rush or anything at all. And because I think looking at that, we can find collaborative moments and working with other groups of people who are really like excited into it. Like I know a bunch of the Moogle band and a bunch of people who are in the communities. They would love to collaborate with any communities that just help enliven the whole thing. So I think that's a really great idea, and you're already looking to the right direction. So I think AetherCon, I want to make sure that's on everyone's radar because I go every year. I go to the March of the Lalafels. I participate in Mikote March screenshot contests. Like there are so many wonderful little one-off communities, like little satellites around Eorzea. And if we could AetherCon is one way to kind of get them to come together and to align, but like the HJP community also is an opportunity to create its own constellation amongst all of these stars. So I think it's really cool. I think there's so much fun stuff, and I am very happy. I will give any of my abilities to the group so that way we can get this off the ground. I had such an amazing time during leading fashion fantasy contests. So I think this is absolutely in the right direction. And I love that this is a 501c3. I love that it's mission based. I feel like I feel lighter participating in something that I know that the values align with my own. So thank you so much.
Aw, so glad. Thank you. Thanks for that. Yeah, I accidentally walked into LunarCon and it was crazy. Like I've never seen so many people in the same instance before. That was I
Oh
think it was a
yeah.
line to go meet Jesse Cox, and so the line was
Yes,
like,
yes.
I couldn't believe that people actually formed a line. I was like,
Oh,
you can.
yeah, we're
Like
excellent at
crazy.
that. We're like the British. We're very good at queuing.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Buck. Let's see. Meow is here. Alsacian, do you want to chime in?
Hi. I have a suggestion for the scheduling. Is I think that most of us work. So the weekdays, if we do event, I like to have like light event, some casual event, like sightseeing, things like fishing or something that is light. And for the weekend, we have more of a organized for like introducing thing to the Sprout or anything new for Sprout that we can help them through. Because during the weekdays, if a Sprout comes on and they say, "Oh, I need help," we're willing to help. You know, if we're there, we'll help. But it's not a more of a casual setting. So it's no obligation. So we don't have to like, oh, it's 6 o'clock. I have to get on and do something.
Right.
So it's like because most of us get off of work and then we get to eat and then we do family stuff or organize the house. Then we can get on. But for the weekend, it's more like okay, I can organize my day around uh, an event that I'm willing to participate. So if we add 2 or 3 events in the weekend, we can say there's an option. There's a Sprout option. There's a fishing option. There's a like a a casual option like for fishing. There's another option for somebody who's willing to do something more advanced or
Right.
a training. It's that so at least the people have the option to choose. And on the weekdays is lighter, so no one feel obligated to participate because you're gonna see it, and the people are gonna feel like, oh, if I don't show, that person's gonna feel bad, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
show.
That's how I
So
feel every event.
yeah, but that's the thing is like I don't want I want the community to feel welcome
Yeah.
and it's casual, so we don't have to force and we don't have to make the people feel obligated to do something that they don't have time to do. And for us for me the game is I'm on whenever I can because that's where I get my relief from work. But for other people it might not be. It's something they're trying to get into the community, and sometimes it's hard to come into a community when you're brand new.
Yeah.
You walk in and like we all know each other. We say hi to everybody. Like Marky Mark, every single time he comes on, he say hello, and so I say. But for new people, it's kind of hard when you come in. You're like, what? Where do I start? So for me, like the weekdays, if people most likely casual people comes on weekends or weekdays, but it's not as much. So for me, I would suggest that we have light casual event on the weekdays and then some more intense planning for the weekends.
Okay. Thank you, me. Thanks for the suggestion, the feedback. I appreciate it. Also, I haven't
You're
seen you in a
welcome.
while. We should play sometime. All right. Thanks for the feedback, guys. I do want to remind you that we have multiple ways for you to contribute your feedback. Obviously, this is something that a lot of you guys have feelings on, and because it's the kind of the core of the whole thing, I definitely want to, improve it. We gotta figure it out. So here's what I'm thinking we're gonna do. Because we're going on 2 hours and I want to cap this at 2 hours. I think I'm gonna hold what's the mini version of a town hall? A community roundtable? A roundtable, there you go.
A town closet.
I think we're gonna do a roundtable that's specifically about getting your feedback on events. I will schedule that in the next week. Because another thing to think about, I like what you said, Meow, but another thing to think about is like we do have a global community. So like your after work is different from Vedi's after work, and Ishtar's after work. And that is something to consider. And I do anticipate the globalness not going away. So that's just something to think about. I think my priority for the next month, let's say April, is to get as many people involved in the leadership as possible, because I do think that I can't do this by myself. And a lot of like my resources, like what I'm going to be focusing on is like bringing the 501c3 to life, right? So it's going to be up to the leadership, the officers, to kind of steer the ship, and combine that with the announcement of 501c3. I feel like we are going to have I don't want to say a lot. I feel like we're going to have new people that join, and so figuring out the whole balance of the whole thing is something I want to make sure we get right. Nothing set in stone. We can always adjust. It's not I don't want to say it's not a big deal. I care about it a lot, but there's nothing that we can't adjust, right? So let's do a roundtable, get your feedback. Also give your feedback if you can't go to the roundtable on all the, there's the Google form that 8-Bit posted. There's the forum post that you can contribute on. And then, I will keep you updated. I will say that the town halls are also here to stay. I feel like they're going to be more and more relevant, especially with the 501c3 nonprofit thing. Just so that there is a time and a place for, it's kind of like, I think like nonprofits kind of expected for everyone to know what's happening, what's going on, what's the direction, all of that. Okay.
Does this mean the PowerPoint presentations are just going to get longer?
No, because I'm hoping that you guys, the officers, will speak more than I will. As I feel like, you should. You're gonna.
Good, because that's a deal breaker for me. If they get any longer than 2,000 pages, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah, I don't want to. At the very minimum, it's going to be a monthly town hall. I think for quarter 2, I feel like it'll be twice a month, just because there's going to be a lot of moving parts happening. Very exciting time. But yeah, stay tuned for the roundtable, and we'll figure out the events thing. So for now, right, since ORT is over on Monday, I'll ask the officers and kind of just see what we do in the meantime. Tom and I are also going to a convention for a week, for the first week of April. So I don't know if we just take a break for that week and you guys, I don't know. We'll see. I'll talk to them. That said, does anyone else want to jump on stage? Okay, here's what we're going to do. Let me just finish this keynote thing. Oh, blah, blah, blah. This is what we have open positions, right? I think the leadership is going to be essential, crucial. You guys know that the officers go above and beyond. I said that at the beginning. They really are. Now that we're going to be a 501c3, we are going to be a volunteer-driven organization, right? And so if you want to step up, volunteer, you do not, for any of you sprouts, if you want to get involved, you do not, being a Final Fantasy 14 veteran or experienced person or a level 100 person is not a prerequisite to being on the leadership of the HeatherJustPlay officer team. So just want to let you know that anyone is open to doing this. If you are interested in any of these positions, I'm also going to create a secretary position. I've just totally forgot. So if you are interested in like keeping notes at the meetings, at the officers meetings and stuff like that, I would really, really appreciate that. I can write you a role description after this. But yeah, if you're interested in any of these, let me know. Shoot me a DM. Just reach out to me, and I can answer any questions you have, or yeah, we can talk. We can go from there. So first, we do have a new lore keeper who is Tin, which is probably not a surprise to you guys. Tanail is the one who is running who really introduced the idea of lore and roleplay to HeatherJustPlay community. And so this is going to be her role moving forward. Lore Keeper guides the storytelling and fanfiction of Kraken's Call. And really, you don't have to be in Kraken's Call, right? Like, it's the entirety of the HeatherJustPlay community, ensuring that every tale fits within HJP's shared universe. We have, we when the historians were meeting, we actually refer to it as the HJP MCU universe. So they help members integrate their characters into the lore, organize and preserve the FC's history, and inspire creativity to bring our collective story to life. In terms of the nonprofit, this creativity, this storytelling, this is arts. This is the arts. Okay, now we can partner with organizations that are all about the arts, right? Arts, media, entertainment. Boom, right here. The lore. This is it. We can do events all about lore writing, lore building, role play. It's theater, right? It's a group collaboration. There's so many. I can do a whole pitch just on what's going to happen here. So, and I think there's going to be 2 lore keepers, I believe. I don't know if I'm allowed to answer or to announce that yet. Maybe, Cirilla? I think we're going to have 2 lore keepers. But that was decided after
Yes,
I
I
finished
think
these
it's fine.
slides. Okay.
If this Cyril is the one has shown the desire to be my bitch, for lack of a better term, and
Okay, we're a nonprofit now.
yeah, they're
We
going
have
to be my
to maintain PG.
gonna be my
okay.
assistant lore keeper now.
So Keepers of the Realm, this is going to be a new position, and this is very Sprout focused. And Kayan is going to move from, we're going to phase out Fellowship Coordinator. Kayan's going to be Keeper of the Realm, and so is Arcana. So Keepers of the Realm, they are going to enhance the HJP community's journey through 14 by supporting Sprouts, celebrating both in-game and community-driven content, and helping everyone experience the magic of Eorzea to its fullest. That's tracking MSQ progress, supporting new player onboarding. I can't tell you how much tech support I do in my Instagram DMs. Like, literally, people message me, I don't know how to complete this quest. And I'm over here, like, on my phone typing out instructions. So, again, that's because some people just don't want to join the Discord. But the whole point is new player onboarding is, you guys know, it is key, right? We can sing the praises of Final Fantasy XIV all day, but it is very overwhelming. I mean, just look at Tom's experience. It is very, especially if you've never played an MMO before. But this game is so awesome. I want to make sure that people don't drop off. You know, we want to encourage people to stick it out till they get to the good parts, et cetera, et cetera. So champion the full 14 experience, not just for Sprouts, but like there's raids, roulettes, housing, glamour, roleplay, blah, blah, blah. Expansion welcome parties. You guys have done that for Tom. It's been so incredibly memorable and special I teared up the first time you guys were waiting there. I won't say what it is because Sprouts, but it's such a cool, if for someone who ever was like, I just want to play solo, having this is like, it makes you feel really special. So if we can have this for every Sprout that comes through our doors, I would love to do that. Prevent early drop-off, serve as a go-to game experts, oversee raid group progress. So Marky Mark, shout out to you, man, for being the spark behind our Sprout to Ultimate raid groups. I would love to have a report at every town hall how the raid groups are going, since I'm not a part of them yet. And so it'll be the Keepers of the Realm who will give a report on that. And then foster skill development and knowledge sharing. So our Keepers of the Realm are going to be Kayn and Arcana. Yay! Okay, we are also, so now these are the open positions. We have an open position for a Discord mod. Right now, our Discord mods are Pimpy and Persant. They are doing a fantastic job, but we are growing, and there's a lot of activity happening up in our Discord. So if we can get another mod, that would be awesome. And then on YouTube, Bon is a YouTube mod. So I think you guys know what a mod is, right? Enforcing the code, maintaining order, keeping the waters clear, monitoring, reporting. I don't think I have to say this, but I will, especially now that we're going to be a nonprofit organization. We just, like, I want to make sure everything is a safe, inclusive, welcoming environment. That is going to be paramount. So, especially if you have experience with Discord, please reach out to me. I would love to talk to you. Also, all of these positions, all the leadership is for Q2. Okay, after April, May, June, I'll reach out to you and say, hey, do you want to continue? Let's reevaluate. Do you want to shift positions or something like that? Or do you want to step down, just be a member because real life is about to get crazy for fall or whatever? I want you to have an end date, right? You're not signing up for just indefinitely. So that's intentional so that you can commit to, you can assess whether you can even make that commitment. And then, okay. So yeah, we have an open position for a Discord mod. We also have an open position for the timekeepers. We've talked about the events a lot today. And so we would love to have another timekeeper. The timekeeper's role are basically they look at the event requests form, people who submit requests to get added to our community calendar, our Google Calendar, and they are the ones who put it in there, right? They evaluate all the requests that come in. So if there's 2 requests for the same time slot on a Monday or something, the timekeepers are the ones who are going to make the decision on which one actually goes for that slot, which ones get shifted, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so we need another one. So if you're, I don't know, if this is something that interests you, you would be working with 8-Bit and Vedi. So yeah, okay, that's timekeepers. Navigators, we have an open position for a navigator. So the navigators are really the ones who help bring the ideas to life. There are people who, like, you already know what you want to do. You know, like Mount Mondays, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, we're just going to farm the mounts. But for anyone who just needs a little bit of hand-holding, maybe they're new to the community and they have this idea and they're shy. There's a bunch of people that already know each other. They don't know where anything is in Discord. It's hard to navigate. This is where the navigators come in. Their whole position is event activation and support. If you want to flesh out an idea, boom, talk to the navigators. If you want to like brainstorm, especially I think since we're going to have, I feel like, I don't want to say we're going to have more resources, but yes, you know, like it'd be great to be able to bounce your idea off of somebody. So encourage community leadership. The other thing with events is like the whole part of the more magic, more opportunities for more people is, yes, it's great when there's someone who's always leading events, but I would love to provide that opportunity again to someone who's never led something before, right? That's why to me it's a key metric. How many unique leaders did we have out of the 31 events? We had 16 people who led something for the first time, right? So just reaching out to make sure that, like, yes, there are people who are going to have the signature repeat, like Tin's going to have the role play and stuff like that. But there's probably someone out there who's like, oh, I have this idea, but I don't know who to talk to. I don't know where to go. So we have room for another navigator. If you want to assist Mordak, aka Airwell, please reach out. Let's see. And then we also have a spot on our Convocation of Historians. Right now, our current historians are 8-Bit, Cirilla, Vedi, and Ishtar, and they're doing a fantastic job. As I mentioned, we have a new website, HeatherJustPlay.com. We also have an Instagram at HJP Kraken's Call. I also have a HeatherJustPlay Instagram, which is going to probably focus a lot on the nonprofit aspect of HeatherJustPlay. But this is going to be key because so much of what my job is going to be turning into probably is sharing the impact, is going out there, speaking about it, talking to people about it, and getting all of your event recaps, your reflections. You saw all those screenshots that I had in the keynote, right? It's you, right? It's getting all of that from you. So that's why I specifically designed the Discord to have a journal. I feel like we can revisit that because the workflow is not clear, but because our metrics for success are going to shift to the impact, it is absolutely key that we get these reflections from you. We get these, what did you learn? How did you feel? How do you felt like you grow? Like, all those things. We need the screenshots, the memorable moments, all that. And that's what the historians do. And they're really like bringing it to life. So if you have any interest in content creation and blogging, in if you like know social media, if you have website experience, or even if you don't have experience but you're interested in this, we'd love to have you. Great group of people to be super creative with and to do something super fun, which is just share all the fun that's happening in HeatherJustPlay. Impact committee. So this one's very important. This one is absolutely new. It's a new committee, brand new. I'm not sure how many people I want on it, but this is their purpose. Oh, I didn't paste it in there, man. This is the lore keeper. Okay, hold on. Let me pull it up and read it to you guys. Impact committee. Well, here, off of memory. The impact committee is going to be like the mini board of directors. So a nonprofit organization has a board of directors, which is they serve as the checks and balances to make sure that the nonprofit is actually accomplishing their mission, that all the funding is going back to furthering the mission, all of that. So they check for compliance and they check that, that it's all mission driven. But the board of directors doesn't have to meet that often. And I anticipate that for the first year, they're not going to meet that often. We'll see. That's what I anticipate. So what I'd like to do is create an impact committee. The impact committee is going to be made up wholly of HeatherJustPlay members. And your purpose on this committee is to evaluate exactly this. I need to pull it up because because I think it's worth it. Let me just read it to you. Hold on one second. Boop, 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 boop. Cue Jeopardy music. Oh my gosh. Let me open every single Google account I have. Okay, here, Impact Committee. Sorry guys. Boop. Okay, here we go. Impact Committee members help guide HeatherJustPlay with intention and purpose by ensuring that our programs, events, and activities align with the mission of our 501c3 nonprofit. As trusted voices from within the community, they meet monthly to reflect on what we're doing, what we're learning, how we can grow. They will report to the executive director, which is myself, and the board of directors. Actually, let me just put this in here, guys. So you can actually... Oh my... we'll get there. Okay, it's not formatted pretty, but you get the idea. Hold on. We'll get there. Boom, Impact Committee. Okay, so the goals for the Impact Committee are to assess program alignment, regularly review community events, content initiatives to ensure they reflect our core values and mission, advance the mission and impact, help keep HJP grounded in its mission by contributing ideas, raising questions, and shaping strategies that increase our positive impact, gather community feedback, identify areas for growth, prepare the board reports, and evaluate the growth and partnership opportunities. So this is like... there's two opportunities that we can kind of that could be our direction for quarter 3, right? Say there's someone who's willing to give us $10,000 to put on an event, and then there's 2 content creators that want to partner with like a lore writing thing. How do we make that decision, right? This is where the Impact Committee comes in. So if you want to be a part of the bigger picture nonprofit, making sure that things are matching with the mission, I know that there are some of you that are like, nope, I'm out. I just want to show up to the events. Like, I love that this is a nonprofit, but I just want to do the events. That's cool. I have a feeling that for some of you, though, this is your jam. And if this is your jam, please talk to me. I think that we will be working very closely together. I think especially in the formation of the 501c3, this is, I anticipate to meet regularly as I put this thing together. So if this is something that you are interested in, please let me know. It's a committee because it's going to be multiple people. How many committee members there's going to be, I have no idea. I wanted to share it and see who bites, and then, we can go from there. But if you're more interested in the mission, the vision, the impact, the nonprofit stuff, this is for you. Oh my God, the last slide. I see it, guys. Here we go. Boom. Upcoming events. So we've got our final Operation Rising Tide events right here. We've got our tabletop RPG YouTube stream. So that's actually be streamed on YouTube tomorrow, March 29th, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's Arcana, Cirilla, 8-Bit, me that are the representing Kraken's Call, and then Tin is our lore keeper running the whole thing. We did our session 0 this past week, so tomorrow we're going to kick off the first campaign, I guess. I've never played a tabletop RPG, so this whole thing has been absolutely fascinating. I can write a whole
adventure, but yeah,
reflection
pretty
there.
close.
Huh? What did you say, Tin?
It's called an adventure, but yeah.
Yeah, adventure. So that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow, and we will be streaming it to YouTube. So if you want to watch that, it should be fun. And I think Tin has plans to run what are they called? A second table, a second group for the tabletop
Yep. So
RPG.
the game is currently it is only set up to accommodate for 4 players, or a light party is what he calls it. Funny because Final Fantasy 14. I've noticed there's enough people who are interested in it, so I am working out a time where I will be able to run a second table for you guys. So if you're still interested, there's still a chance.
There we go. And then Marky Mark just put this on the calendar as a housing tour. I think Atomic is going to DJ at some point, but I think the goal is to visit all the houses in the, I'm just going to call it the Kraken's Ward, the Kraken's Call Ward. But yeah, details about that are in our Discord server, but that's also tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then Arcana is hosting the second event for the Relic ARR, Relic Reborn. That's going to be on Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then we've got our final Operation Rising Tide event, which is Mount Mondays. That's going to be put on by 8-Bit and Mordak. That's going to be Monday night. And then officers, we're going to have an officer meeting after that. So that's not on here, but pencil that in. And oh my gosh, we are at the end of the town hall. So I'm going to declare this the actual presentation over. And now for the, I don't know, I can stay here for, I would say, for another half hour to answer any questions you have, to answer, to get, any other feedback that you want to share. But I am done presenting. So thank you so much for your time. I'll end with, I can't express my gratitude enough. You guys have given me shut up. Stinky sewer zombies. You guys have given me a new direction in life.
You look a little teary-eyed there. What's wrong?
You've given me a new purpose in life, a new direction. I can't explain to you how excited I am to throw myself at this. I feel like this is an opportunity that I feel like I've just been waiting for this. I'm so excited. And everyone that's here, it's just, you guys are all such cool people. Like, we just have such a great, vibrant community. And I just want to help it grow. I want to help it continue being a thing. And I'd love for more people to be a part of it. I just think it's really special. So I just want to express my gratitude. I cannot thank you enough for giving me this opportunity to be able to do this. Like, it's so exciting. Tom and I are both so excited. And I can't thank you enough. So that said, I'm going to turn it over to all of you guys. Does anyone want to jump on stage, ask questions? Also, if you need a dip, no worries. I know I've already kept you for over 2 hours. Chima. Yeah, look, I didn't cry, okay? No matter what Tim is going to say.
The meeting's not over yet. The meeting's not over yet. We'll talk. Sorry.
Yeah.
I've been in a lot of online communities, and when I first heard about this 501 make 59210 thing that we're doing, I was probably more hesitant than I ever. I honestly thought for a second, I was like, okay, well, that's it for me. But then I thought, is throwing all of this away because I'm scared worth it? And the answer is simple. It was no, it's not worth it. Like, I wouldn't even consider pushing forward the way that we've talked about if it weren't for the people in this Discord call right now. If it weren't for all of you, if it wasn't for Heather and Tom and for everybody else. We're treading some new uncharted waters here for a lot of us. But I couldn't think of a better crew to make this happen with, to be honest. So, to new horizons, I guess, is the best thing to say.
Yes. And I woke up this morning knowing I was going to pitch this to you guys, right? Well, not pitch, announce. because Tom and I have we're doing this. And I had that same feeling of, does this matter? Should I do this? Is it worth it? I got scared, but I feel like I would regret it if we didn't try. And that scares me more, because fear is going to be the thing that holds me back. Well, that's, that's just, it's one thing if we tried and it didn't work. And I've told the officers this, worst comes to worst, for whatever reason, it just fades out, right? Like people just stop joining the Discord server. We don't get new members. Real life happens. Some of you guys drop off and, it kind of just fades, right? What would happen then? All the funding that the 501c3 would generate would be donated to a like-minded, mission-oriented nonprofit, so that anyone who donated, anyone who gave grants or whatever, they can still say that their money can further that cause, whether it's for us or for somebody else. And that'd be it. That to me is not that bad, that it's worth a try. If that's the worst that's going to happen, then let's do this, right? That's not,
Damn it, fine, I'll try a little bit harder. I really tried, guys. I'm really trying here. Heather, you're the reason I'm still here. I'm not gonna everybody else is great, to be completely honest, but your infectious positivity is the only reason I'm still subscribing to Final Fantasy XIV. Is the only reason I continue to respond to your DMs at 7 o'clock in the morning. Or none of us are here. We wouldn't be together if it wasn't for you specifically. So stop, pat yourself on the back. Or else I will tell Tom to come in and pat you on the back. And tell yourself thank you. That's all I'm asking.
thanks, Tin. I know you mean that. And I know you're also trying to get me cry. And here's the reason why I'm I
If I was
probably
really trying, you'd know.
when I log off, I will probably bawl my eyes out. But literally it occurred to me that if I'm going to be speaking on panels, if I'm going to be talking to potential donors, I can't freaking cry. So I was like, I have to be able to get through the town hall, because
Hard
dude,
disagree.
We can do media
Hard
training.
disagree.
we
I'll do
could
it
do
for-
media training.
I can do your media training for you. I'll waive my normal fee.
Heather, hard disagree. Because if you are showing vulnerability, that is not a weakness. That is a strength. That is showing how important this is to you. That is showing how deeply it means to you. It is showing how much you connect with it. So going up there and saying, I can't do that, I have to be robot woman, no emotion, that's not going to help you, because you're going to feel inauthentic, and
It's
it's not
true.
going to help the Jenny, who can I turn to? 50-867-5309, because people won't resonate with you because you'll sound inauthentic.
Yeah.
So
Thank you, Arcade. I
please,
appreciate
for
that.
the love of everything, do not put a damper on your spirit.
Thank you.
The reason we believe is because you show that you believe. I guess it's like the TLDR there.
Yeah. I totally believe.
So cry, damn it. Cry. Somebody make her cry. God damn it, we can't do
Does anyone else have any questions, comments, feedback? I do let me see. Boom, boom, boom. To get on voice and tell her you love her. Oh my god, you guys are so funny. So I haven't read the chat. I will make sure to do that after this ends. But I do want to, I will be here to answer any of the questions that you have. Yeah. If you have any concerns, that's also, if you have concerns, it's a main concern for me. I don't, I do want to just make sure that, yes, growth and the possibilities are endless. Like, where do we go from here? It's like you said, new horizons, right? But I don't want to grow too fast. I don't want it to be something that is unmanageable. I don't, I also don't want to deal with payroll. So like, I'd never want to get to the point where, I don't want to say never. But that is a different beast, right? That is not the phase that we're talking about right now. Phase 1, sustain, and with a little bit of growth, right? So if you have any concern in terms of like, oh my god, this is going to fundamentally mentally change HJP, I really do believe it's going to change it for the better. I really, really do. Oh, I'm losing my voice. Oh, really? Oh, that's I can't even tell. I steeled myself today. Like the whole day. I was like, I'm not going to be a bingo card, man. A bingo card spot. Does anyone else have
Can I
questions, comments, concerns, anything? Jiro, I saw you talking. What's up?
I left my mic on by accident.
No worries.
I have one quick announcement just to make sure everyone knows that you get a free Fantasia in the Moogle in Old Gridania by Akalu Falls. Some people don't read all the notes all the way through, but you have one free Fantasia. Make sure to pick it up before the next patch.
Awesome. Thank you for the reminder.
I care about Fantasias. That's $10.
If any of you guys want to step on stage also, like just you can there's a button that you can hit to raise your hand and I can pull you up on stage.
I think I'm still on the stage from last time.
Oh,
But I just want to say that the only reason I picked up Final Fantasy was because of this community, and I'd never played like the game before and stuff, and I didn't really know what to think about it. And so I'm here for the community. That's why I'm here. So even though I'm the sproutiest of sprouts, I do want to get involved. So I'm not sure where, how, but that's the
TV ad maker, you've almost got her.
I know you almost got to keep going.
that's the little prize at the end of the rainbow is the community, and so it makes me want to level up my characters and be a help for other people.
Oh, yes. Awesome. Well, please keep us updated on your MSQ progress. I can't tell you how special it is for everyone to help Sprouts. It's such a thing in the Final Fantasy 14 community. So, if you said you're at the point where you can you have to like start partying with people and stuff, we will be there. We will totally be there. So just let us know.
Seriously, you'll have to fight us off. I think that's the thing. Like,
yeah. Okay, Jima wants to get on stage. Jima, I'm gonna invite you to speak. Are you here? You gotta unmute yourself though. You can get her more.
I found it.
There she is. Hello.
50 deal if you can make a cry, Jima.
Got $100 on this. Come on.
I'm agreeing with everybody. The magic is center stage. That's Heather. Heather, you're what made me get on here. I would have continued what I was doing. I probably wouldn't have hurt myself so bad if I hadn't opened my mouth to some people. But it was that you're contagious, your positivity, your ease, your comfort levels. It's just contagious. I feel so safe here. Now I'm gonna cry.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
Everybody feels it. you're the I don't know. I don't even know how to express it at times. I was telling my sons about you, about the whole community. I called out names to everybody. I told everybody's crazy names. I can't pronounce half of them. So I apologize in advance if I call your name really wrong, because I'm terrible at pronouncing stuff. But I think that Heather drew us all in, and we're all here with for the same reasons. For the same reasons. I mean, I've watched so many videos. I've watched them over. I've had the grandkids. Hey, can you show me that video and da 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 da? Yeah. What is it? Heather just play. Yeah. They watch it.
Aw,
Every
incredible.
you brought us all together. And like Tin said, well, I'm patting you on the back here. I'm using my group stuffy. That's you right now. I'm patting you on the back because you've done a marvelous job. And bigger and better things are going to be coming. And I can't wait for the events. I don't know. I can't wait. I just can't wait. And I want to shout out to Marky Mark. Thank you, Marky. You're teaching me how to play Hank. Not so good.
Are we still on that? I don't know. Don't listen to Marky. We've had this discussion.
Listen, I went with my daughter as a tank and she didn't get upset.
Aw,
So
Jiva.
we were on a low level, but she didn't kill everything. So she thought, oh, you're learning pretty good. So there you go. Mark, you've done good. I mean, how can this old lady learn tank? It's not possible for me to ever be great. But he's made me okay.
Aw,
But
thank you
listen,
so.
to all
Jiva,
of you guys, to all of you guys, I just want to say I love you all so much. And I thank you all for helping me so much. And let's go to Eureka again. I can't wait. That's all I got to say. Love you guys.
thank you, Jima. Oh my goodness. Jima, I know you're
We
still
might be internet
listening.
family, but we're family, and that's all that matters.
Hello, agreed, Tim. You're 100% right.
Jima,
Heather,
I just
can
want
I
to
read?
say, like, while I have you, you are a huge reason why this is a thing, right? Like, I just want to thank you for giving us a chance for you could be doing anything else. You could it's like what 2 hours ahead for you. So it's like getting close to midnight here and you're here. And like for so many reasons I can go on and on about what you mean to us as gamers, right? Like a female gamer, a septuagenarian
Oh,
gamer.
I think I got to go to bed. Tired.
But thank you, Jiva. We just so appreciate you. You are such a big part of the magic. Thank you.
I appreciate y'all more. Shall we go further? I topped it. Can't
To
be.
new horizons.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
there we
Heather,
go.
can I share something with you that you reminded me of? That it's a little poem that from Shel Silverstein that found a long time ago, but I'm gonna do a little alteration. It says, "She had purple hair, and so did he. He kept it hid, and so did she. They searched for purple their whole life through, then passed right by and never knew." And I feel like a lot of people have purple hair, and I'm just waiting for someone to show the world, and you're that for me. So I just wanted to say thank you.
That gave me
Oh,
chills. That
that's
was beautiful.
lovely.
I hope
That
All
Bedroom's
right.
purple honestly is
Tomorrow,
pink.
tonight, everybody needs to go to the station and dye their hair purple, and then just we'll keep it like that for the rest of the month. Everybody do it.
Highlights are purple already, so it felt right. No, but literally, my highlights on my character's hair are purple. So it's like she's my purple-haired queen. Like,
I've
Oh,
literally not even been back to the station to put my hair back in a bun. It's long, it's pretty, and it clips through everything.
oh, you guys are so amazing. That's so great. Thank you, guys. Maple.
Thank you, Gima. I appreciate you.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. Also, I'm tired, so I didn't want to speak long, but I felt like I was gonna regret it, so I just want to say I'm excited and thank you everyone and love you guys, and I'm probably gonna do more sightseeing logs and beat Stormblood, so that's probably gonna be Kugane Tower. So I'm warning you guys, prepare yourselves. It's gonna be parkour.
Oh
Yes.
Lord.
Yay.
Great.
Yeah, I know there are so many events. It's cool that ORT really, was a spark. I feel like not only do you guys have events in your back pocket that I know would be awesome, but we can really be creative and think of super fun things. I think it was Kayan's been suggesting like doing, well, Tan, you have your Iron Man thing. Kayan's been suggesting like doing a dungeon with like all blue mages or something like that. Like there's so many fun different things that we can do. So it's just I like that HeatherJustPlay, like this community is gonna be here, right? So even if I gotta take like 2 weeks off or whatever, it's still gonna be here. And that's really, really special. It's really, really cool. Anyone else want to chime in? Questions, comments, concerns, anything, feedback? Don't regret it. Just say it.
Okay, I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
My brother in New York, he's a year older than me, had told his daughter about the interview. And boy, I hope I don't regret this. But she watched
Our
it
live
first.
stream?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She watched it first. And then she had her boys watch it because she's been having trouble with them. They don't do what they're supposed to. And they threw something at her when they got mad. One of the iPads they tried to take when she told them to go to bed because they didn't want to get off the game. And she had the boys watch it. And they were sitting down all disgusted and everything, pouting. And they're like 10 and 8. And she said all of a sudden she saw him sitting up. Is that our auntie? And she said, yeah, she's got purple hair. That was the introduction. And they said, no. She said, no, the woman that's coming on is your auntie. So then they shrugged their shoulders again and they watched it. But they didn't say anything. She said, when I talked about doing what they're supposed to do first, they kind of slumped down, but then they sat up. She said, I think I saw a light bulb go off. And that was the day after we did the interview. And she said, she told my brother called today and said, they've been doing their chores and their homework and run to the game afterwards. I couldn't believe it. But they went to school and pulled it up on their phones. Talking about, look, my aunt's 73 and she plays video games, right? And they turned it on and the kids go, no, she don't. She just talks about it. She probably watches her kids. So my brother asked me, can you do videos of you actually playing the game so they could take it to school? But I don't know how to do that. So if there's anybody in the audience or in this room that knows how to do that, you can always just contact me through Discord so you can tell me how. And that's all I got to say. Bye.
Thank you, Gma. That is incredible. See, guys, this is what I'm talking about. That's a perfect example of like the Gma live stream is not necessarily one that is, gonna go viral, right? But that doesn't mean it's not any less impactful. And it's just the right person. You never know who's watching. Tom and I have so many instances. Like, I didn't know when I made the video back in 2016 that he was gonna watch, that we would eventually meet in real life and then get married. Like you just never know who's watching. And I just believe in that because I've seen it's happened so many times in my life. And the fact that I can have like this can all overlap It's awesome. So thank you for sharing that, Jima. That's so cool.
You're welcome.
That is so cool. Anyone else? Tom and Heather are married. Does anyone else want to chime in? Questions, comments, anything?
I've never heard this group so quiet. Is everybody crying?
Trying not to. Hush. Don't judge me.
Lucy,
I'm not
just
There's only
ask.
so much I'm allowed to say, so
Lucy, feel free to ask. We can, I'm curious because I didn't read the chat, so I honestly have no idea how you guys are feeling. Are we good with this nonprofit thing? Like, did you guys?
Yes.
When are you cooking? Okay, it was a
Very.
yes.
I think it's a very unique
I'm-
idea. Incredibly unique.
I'm still terrified, but
That's a fair response.
well,
Real
no,
life-
like real talk. Like I'm still terrified, but if this were anybody but you and Tom, Heather, I know.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing this because of you guys. I put my faith in you, 100%.
Real life Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Lucy's asking what's next. Okay, I'm gonna have the replay for you, man. Also, when are you cooking, Heather? Vetty, are you like literally or like cooking as in like ideas cooking?
Aaron Schiff and Heather Stream, I think is what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's happening. Okay, yeah. So Lucy, as you guys know, is a professional chef. Showcases so many of his incredible dishes in our food Discord channel. He's based in Shanghai, which is so cool. And he has the Final Fantasy 14 cookbook. So we're going to partner up. We're going to make it so that he can stream on the HeatherJustPlay YouTube channel, making a recipe from the cookbook. I'll overlay
Yay.
myself on top of it. Huh?
I just said, yay.
Yeah, it's going to be I feel like it's going to be super fun. It's going to be real fun. So that's what food Discord channel. It's a hashtag food. There's a food channel. Lucy, do you want to? Okay, we'll start a forum about this. I don't want to take all of your time. It's already been 2.5 hours, right? Yeah. But maybe I don't know if you'd be open to the idea of people voting on what you cook. That'd be kind of fun. But I also want you to be able to like cook what you're comfortable with, Yeah, and Lucy's super fun. It's gonna be real fun. So let's see. Boop, boop, boop. There's a food Discord channel under the general category. As I mentioned, we are gonna do a lot of Discord. Pardon our dust, because we're gonna move things around and make things easier to find. It's not, if you think things are hard to find, it's not just you, it's including me. It's hard to find. So we'll reevaluate. Let's see. Okay, I just wanted to double check we are 2.5 hours. Is there any other comments, questions, concerns about the future of HeatherJustPlay? Anything?
I think what you're doing is a great idea. I'm a D&D player and a self-professed non-gamer. This is probably one of the only video games I've played. Because I want to be a content creator. I was going through Tom Buck, and then the couples channel was my gateway drug to Heather's content. And like once you started this gaming stuff, I was just like, I've got to be a part of this. So I have all the faith that you'll be ushering us into a really great adventure.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I mentioned this to the officers. So as you guys saw, Tom and I have multiple YouTube channels. I do think there's a very interesting overlap in terms of the people in our other communities and Final Fantasy 14. They don't know that yet, right? Like there are some people who overlap. There's a lot of people who would be willing to have this be their first video game. And that's who I'm thinking when I think about the Sprout initiative, because you're going to have a bunch of people who have never played an MMO before and are going to need a lot of hand-holding. But as you can see, Maker and Geek having a great time, and is, done with base ARR. Is so cool. So cool. Are you kidding me? Are you telling me that Square Enix would be like, what is happening over there? If I want to manifest something, we should put it out into the universe. There is also another nonprofit that actually, I'm just going to plant a seed, put it out into the universe. Don't think too hard about it. But they do raise money to fund people to go to gaming conventions and events. Just saying. Just saying. Just think about that. All right, guys. I think we've addressed all the questions, comments, anything else? Me, I saw you unmute for a bit. Did you have anything else? Me as in meow?
No, I was about to say earlier is when I first saw your channel is when we did Bahamas
Yeah.
and you were on Dragoon. And we were doing fun. It was like a couple of weeks, and then suddenly you disappeared. And I was like so sad because that was fun. And then I guess 6 months later, you popped up again on my feed. I'm like, that's when the Heather community started, and that's when like, okay, she's back. So I've been watching that since then. So it was nice to just know that you came back, because it was kind of like you dropped off without anything, like you just disappeared. And I was like, oh, because it was a
So
fun,
if
it was
you
a fun
guys
time.
don't know, Meow, Arcana, Marky Mark, and Vetty are OG HeatherJustPlay. They were here when I started the channel 2 years ago. I'm sure there's somebody I'm forgetting, and if there is, I apologize. But I think at least from here, who's in this meeting right now, they've been following since I was just bumbling my way around figuring out Final Fantasy 14. And it's just so cool that after I took a year break, they're still here. What I will say is this 501c3 makes it so I will not take a break. The reason why I take a break, because as you can see, our business is, there's multiple things, right? I actually, a big reason was because I got a big client. And that partnership ended, and so I came back, right? So I don't want to do any other client things. I don't want to do anything else. I want to do this. I only want to do this. This is the only thing I want to do. And I'm really excited that I won't have to play the YouTube game also. It's very stressful. It's creative, but it's not to discourage any of you content creators, but it is really tricky to figure out what works on YouTube and what you're passionate about. That is a journey that never ends, and with this, there's a story here to share every single day. Every single day I can make an Instagram reel, I can make a YouTube short, make a video, I can do a live stream. The historians have unlimited content that already exists in our Discord server to share all the things. Like, it's very, very, very exciting. So
Also Cirilla.
and also Sterling, yes.
Oh, question. Have we figured out what we're calling post ORT?
Yes. It's not going to be called anything. So, for example,
Yeah, it's just going to be called HeatherJustPlay, guys. Calm down.
So, like,
HJP 2, Revenge of the Tinny.
For example, the Rising Tide pinned. The Operation Rising Tide category in Discord, I think, is just going to be changed to events. Because this is here to stay, right? Rising Tide pinned would become events pinned, and this would include instructions on how people can get an event from an idea to a shared experience that people can actually sign up for. Rising Tide Forum would just become event ideas. So like Rising Tide won't mean anything to somebody who joins tomorrow, right? But the events are here to stay. So that's like, I think maybe what I'll do is another roundtable just on the Discord server alone. So if you guys have any input on how we can reorganize everything, be open to it. There's going to be a lot of, I want as much feedback from you guys as possible. It's community driven. It always has been. So the officers are, they are so awesome about giving me their feedback, but I know you guys, obviously you guys have, you guys want to help make this grow also. So I think we'll just have as many roundtables as we can. And what's up?
Can we change the ORT to community activities?
Well, the
Because
problem with that is that it's just long. So like
I know
on a
it's just
mobile phone.
because events you're gonna have one event on top, which is the calendar, and then you're gonna have another event down here.
I know. We have to think about this.
Marky
So
Mark wants to know when we're starting the Sprout initiative.
I don't know. I think like what I need to do is get the 501c3 off the ground, because that like for real, you know,
Yeah.
we need that. That's the crossroads that Tom and I are at. Like we need that. So that is what I'm going to be focusing on first, and I don't want to do a big initiative without me being able to 100% focus on it. So yeah, give me 6 weeks. Hopefully, well, it shouldn't take me that long to put the whole thing together and just send it off to the IRS, right? To get the designation. The hard part is the waiting game. Hopefully it won't take too long, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, like Q3, I think, Marky, would be very feasible. Yeah. I don't see why not. But also the fall is like really busy for people. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, that's not a reason why to try. Okay, guys. I appreciate all you. I'm so excited. The fact that all 24 of you are still here after 2.5 hours just shows me how excited we all are for this. And it's yeah, I can't tell you. I woke up this morning, I'm like, what if no one cares? It's a very real concern. But I appreciate all of your faith in me. Oh God, is it happening? Woo! I appreciate
Ooh, we got a tour, guys. We got a tour.
I appreciate all your faith in me. I appreciate all your support. I appreciate all your encouragement. But again, it's you. I can come up with all the ideas all day, but if there's no one here, it just wouldn't happen, right? So just thank you. Thank you for allowing this to be a thing that exists in the world. You know, I think especially right now, this can really be a space that people need, you know, whether they play Final Fantasy 14 or not. Once they do, they're going to love it, right? And I just think like whether people actually want to get involved as in join the community, even just hearing about it, I feel like it's just the thing that should exist formally, not just like to support a streamer, not just a bunch of friends getting together in a Discord server, but formally. It should be like, I'm so excited that it's going to be my purpose to sing the praises of what's happening here. So also the other thing I will say is like once like, you know, I feel like things are going to slow down for like a week or two after ORT. But in terms of getting new members, totally, our Discord server is apply to join. So people have to fill out a short application. It just, you know, it's basically just asking them like, take a look at our website, agree to the rules, whatever. But feel free to invite people. Like they don't have to just come through the YouTube channel. We have two of our newest Kraken's Call member, Dante and Rent, who actually Arcana just partied up with them in the Praetorium, had no idea about the HeatherJustPlay YouTube channel, and now they're two of our most active members and also total sprouts. So like the nonprofit HJP nonprofit is for anyone, but not for everyone. right? Like there are people who are going to come here and they'll be like, this is not my thing. I just want to, like, I don't know, whatever they want to do. There's plenty of other communities they can go to, but we are set up to at least have people see what we're about and see if it's something that they're interested in, see if it's something they can, they could be a potential person that could be our future most active member. So feel free, if there's anybody you know, if there's someone that you see that doesn't have a guild, feel free. Just send them to HeatherJustPlay.com and there's a link to join our Discord server. Or I think you can still give Discord invites out. You could also do that on the application. It does encourage people to go visit our website. So our member mentors are the ones who are going to go through all of the applications that come in. But yeah, feel free to share the magic. Cool. Okay. I need to sign off because I've been working on this for like since 6 a.m. and I'm like starting to shake and I need to go eat some food. But thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow at the tabletop thing if you're going to be there. Don't forget about our upcoming events. And thank you. I'm excited for the future of Heather Just Play. And thank you for everything, Operation Rising Tide. This was awesome. Bye, everyone. See you guys.
Good
Bye.
night.
Bye bye.
Good
Good
night.
everyone. Boja.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, everyone. Does anyone want to run Boja?
Bye.
Anyone? Just throw that out there.
Heather, you got to take better care of yourself.
I know. I'm tired.
Go eat